Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on for your Monday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, the LA Afternoon Drive takeover on this Monday, June 30th. Cappy's vacation rolls on. Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid, is sitting in for Cappy on NBA Free Agency Day, sucker. The free agency frenzy is here, and you've been waiting all day to hear what the NBA's own George Sedano would have to say. Well, the wait is over. We are all over the free agency fiesta.
Oh.
I'm on with Sedano.
Followers.
Maliava, because I thought it was like I'm a leaving.
A duck butt. What is that?
As it gets underway right now. Plus, all the other accoutrements going on in sports and fun and frivolity. Let's do it. The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
A Jerusalem cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like,
How do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm back in Dayton. You are a bit killer. Because you got to talk about sperm? I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Whoa, man, I didn't know they come up on the glass lot.
Like a French bread, do you eat the butt?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't.
Yeah. So do you eat that butt?
I love it. The heel, the butt.
Sedano and Kap with Beto. Free agency frenzy. Your Monday afternoon right now.
Beep-ba-da-ba. Ooh. Brought my Theragun.
You are getting old.
Yep.
Don't
My
hurt
back
your
was tightening up when I was going hiking this morning.
Beep, ba-da-boom. Sedano brought an ice pack in.
It's on my back right now as we speak. I'm gonna have to actually. It lost some of the cold, so I got to put it in the freezer after
Did
this.
you also bring a heating pad?
I did not, but
You sound like Trudell,
deal with it. Yeah.
who's had so many back surgeries over the
I've
years.
had too many back injuries over the years. I've had a backiotomy.
What were you doing? You're carrying everybody around, or what were you doing?
Probably carrying Chris around.
Whoa.
So, anyway.
Oh, my.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Free agency underway, huh?
Free agency's here. Jaren Jackson Jr. What did he sign for, Beto?
Jaren Jackson Jr., Memphis Grizzlies 2023 Defensive Player of the Year, gets a 5-year, $240 million.
That sounds right.
Yep. And also includes a player option in the final year of the contract in 29-30. So that's the first one from Shams. It's going to get going. He's at Sports Center right now.
Yeah, he's reading something. What is he reading? Let's hear it, DeAndre.
On a 3-year, $52.5 million deal to return to the Memphis Grizzlies. His agents, Austin Brown, Stephen Human, Max Heyman, just finalized this deal with the Grizzlies.
No, that's
he
what
had
we
a
do.
career year last year, had career numbers across the board. Points, assists, rebounds, steals. So the Grizzlies already, we're about 20 minutes into free agency. They have taken care of some business.
Please keep the
battery
battery
charged
that's
because
what it
also
was.
Shams reported.
Yeah. I like him.
Yeah, Spanish kid
Yeah.
from Spain. Anyway, all right. So, obviously, we'll be keeping you up to date on what's transpiring. And then, in the interim, we will dissect this Lakers-LeBron saga, let's just call it.
Saga?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's a saga.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So, Lindsay, I know that Brian Windhorst and his colleagues on the Hoop Collective kind of did something similar to this, but I feel like I have a different spin on some of this stuff. So, the Rich Paul statement, let's call it, that was released yesterday after LeBron's opting in to his $52.6 million. Can we just kind of read this over real quick on the air? Let's just go line by line here real quick. Just make it very simple.
Okay.
Go ahead.
LeBron wants to compete for a championship.
Okay. Now, let's take that one real quick. DeAndre, do you believe the Lakers, as currently constituted, let's just say they add 2 old centers. Let's just say that. Let's just say Lopez Capella, just for argument's sake. Maybe they add somebody better, but just for argument's sake. Because my guess is LeBron wouldn't be reacting this way if he knew somebody better was coming, okay? Is that a championship roster?
No.
Right. Beto.
No.
Lindsay.
Nah, man.
Funchy.
Nope.
Okay. So, cool. We're
We're
all
not
there.
being haters. We're being realistic. This is all
we're
being
all
realistic.
there. We're all there, okay? Then what does he say, Lindsay?
He knows the Lakers are building for the future.
They are, as they should, okay? They should build for the future. They should not be prioritizing LeBron.
They should always have a plan for what's next, what's going on in the future.
But
that's been the problem too.
But what I will say, right, because you're always trying to split the difference. But what I will say is, and I've said this for 7 years, when you get in the LeBron business, the expectation is you're going to push your chips to the center of the table every year. The Lakers have not done that. And I have always been stunned. I've said this year after year after year. I'm stunned that he has taken the approach he's taken because that was not the case, particularly in Cleveland in the years
but
he was there.
He was younger, so he could demand that, right?
Agreed, but it doesn't matter. Like, he's just third-team All-NBA this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was your best defensive player.
You should be doing that if you're the Lakers, no matter what, though.
Okay, whatever. But they don't. They are trying to build for the future while also trying to build a team that can compete potentially for a championship. But they should prioritize. I agree with them. Okay, they should prioritize building for the future. What's next, Lindsay?
He understands
As in
that.
LeBron. LeBron, yes.
He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all.
Right. So why wouldn't you? And I know I saw the argument on Twitter today. Oh, didn't he just say ring culture doesn't mean anything? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, from the podcast.
Right. But that's not the same argument. What the argument he was making on Mind the Game, if people actually listen to at least the clips.
Not the aggregated part, the clips.
I'm not, right. No, even the aggregated part. People aren't listening to it. They're just reading a headline. Because if you actually listen to what he's saying, he's telling you, and I'm using this guy as an example, Patrick Ewing should not be downgraded as a player because he didn't win a championship.
No.
Patrick Ewing is an all-time great, and that should not change whether he has a championship or not. Okay? He mentioned Dan Marino, right? Like, though Charles Barkley. He's right about that.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't want to win a championship. For years on this show, Lindsay, what has Cappy been arguing with me about? I keep saying that he wants to win championships, and he says?
And he says he doesn't care.
Correct.
He just wants to live in L.A. and live his life.
And maybe, to some extent, Cappy was right, because it's what he was prioritizing, because he was not pushing like he's pushing right now. But clearly, he does care about winning a championship. Is that fair?
He should, and that's what he's saying right now.
Okay, what's the next line?
We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob and consider the Lakers a critical part of his career.
100% accurate. There's no doubt. The third act, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
They took care of him. They gave him what he wanted here in 2018.
He delivered a championship, though.
He's got rid of the Lakers from what they were, which was a Summer League championship team.
And he delivered a championship. Okay? That's it. He was the best player on a team that won the championship.
Cleveland!
Oh, wait, sorry,
This is
wrong
for
team.
you!
Yeah, it's a different one. Yeah, that was not for Cleveland.
My
actually.
bad.
It was for L.A. We didn't have a parade, which was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But the world was different back then. Yes. Yeah, it just is what it is. So anyway, in retrospect, we probably still could have had the parade. You know, maybe just more spread out. You know,
Social distancing,
yeah,
remember
exactly.
that
Why
term?
couldn't we have had a social distancing parade? Seriously.
Remember they had the floor signs in the elevator, like social distancing?
Yeah.
Right.
Get in the four
Why couldn't we have? I would have worn a mask and gone to Figueroa.
I would have too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was outdoors, so it was like easier.
Times were
Less
different.
chance of getting contagion. Anyway, all right. What's the next line?
We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future.
Of course, it is. We've talked about it a second ago. It is almost an impossible thing to do. Okay? Like, it
is impossible.
Well, no, I mean, it has happened a few times here and there in sports, but it is virtually impossible.
I feel like you need to choose one or the other, and they're kind of choosing the other.
Pick a lane. I'm always about pick
Right.
a lane. Pick a lane, because trying to split the difference usually ends in
You
disaster.
get nowhere when you do that.
Correct. Okay, what's next?
We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career.
Right. And that right there is the line that says, hey, maybe if this thing doesn't go the way we want it to go, then maybe we should explore other options that are mutually beneficial to you and to me.
That's the one, when you read that, you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
You didn't opt in, right? I mean, you opted in, but you didn't do the 1+1. You only get for the 1 year. And now, whatever's best for LeBron when he's going to be 41 years old in a season, he has the no-trade clause, which restricts a lot of stuff. But now, hey, if it's not working, okay, possibly. We can figure something out here, right?
Right. Let's do something that works for both sides.
Yeah, that's the one where I saw that.
It at least creeps the door open.
Yep.
Like, I'm not...
The opportunity to open that door.
I'm not... And by the way, I don't think if you're the Lakers, that's actually a bad thing, is what I would say.
I'm looking at it good. Thank you.
Right. It's tip your cap. Thanks for the championship. And because here's the thing.
It's been a good run, but we both know we need to move on.
I think the mistake that both sides made was they thought this was going to be a marriage made in heaven forever. And there was, I never thought this was going to end well because these things generally don't end well.
Well, it's kind of on them for blowing it up after they won.
That was, or the Pelinka right after the championship, and you're wondering, okay, what are you going to do? But then you can see
and
why.
Here's what I'll say.
contracts.
I still think this is a guess. No one, don't aggregate me. Do not clip this. I will kick your butts back there. Okay?
Graham, don't.
Graham?
Parker, don't.
Graham? Parker?
Jex, no.
I will metaphorically kick your butts. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Not physically, because I'm too old for that.
Your back hurts.
But
Yeah, I
anyway,
was gonna
and
say
my
you gotta
back
back
is
you out of
killing
me.
me. I got a freaking Theragun in here.
Hey, but he's got a guy, all right? Don't worry about it.
Okay, maybe I can throw the Theragun. But anyway, I think if I had to guess, okay, because I have had this conversation over the years a million times on this show, I think he's annoyed still that they blame him entirely for the Russ thing. When there is, I've said this repeatedly, nobody put a gun to the front office's head to make that deal. The organization was all in on a big three at that
They
point.
had to make the move at the end of the day.
But didn't he suggest that move?
I don't know who suggested what. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. At the end of the day, it's their team.
Yeah.
They have
They're the
said
boss.
no other times. They have
They
said no
to
other
Kyrie
times.
when they should have said yes to Kyrie, but they said no to Kyrie.
Correct. So
Can
what
you imagine?
what I'm saying is I think there's more to this than just what's transpiring now. This is a cumulative thing for both sides, by the way. The Lakers are LeBron. Getting in the LeBron business is not easy.
But they've given LeBron
Hold on.
Go for it.
The LeBron business is not an easy one to navigate, okay? And they underestimated how challenging that could be, I think, the Lakers. LeBron,
do your job.
LeBron also, again, has been more lenient, even though they don't believe that. To them, this is way too pushy. But just look at the man's history. He has been more lenient to them than any other organization he's ever been a part of since St. Vincent St. Mary. Okay? And I don't know if he was pushing for players back then.
Oh, he was, because there were some guys on scholarship in high school.
Anyway.
I mean, come on now.
But that's my point. All right, Lindsay, keep going.
Last one here is
Fired up LeBron.
he wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive, and want what's best for him.
Okay, right. And I do think because what's best for him, maybe what's best for them too. If that means routing him somewhere else. Now, the challenge is
Routing him somewhere else would be best for LeBron and the Lakers.
maybe. But we'll break here.
Yeah.
There are a lot of obstacles
There's a lot of questions for me on
to that.
this.
There are obstacles to that. But first, before we go to break, Lindsay, tell us about the 4th annual All-Star Friday.
ESPN LA's 4th annual All-Star Friday night event is right around the corner, and it's all going down Friday, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Don't miss your chance to press the flesh with us during Summer Tradition unlike any other. We're kicking it off with a live broadcast starting at 9 a.m., and don't miss the first ever T-Ball Tee-Off presented by our friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone. All at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Thanks to Children's Dental Fun Zone, we treat your kids like our own.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Is it time to sell your home? Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to move. Or maybe you inherited a home that you just don't want to hang on to. Whatever your reasons to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes for decades. Their seller reviews speak for themselves. They're just people who buy from people, and they'll provide you a custom solution that works for your needs. They offer and will buy with cash, and they close in days. The great part is you don't have to worry about spending any money on repairs, preparing your home to be shown, or having people come in and out. And there are no agents, just a great offer and an easy experience that will give you the peace of mind so that you can walk away happy. So if it's time to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a free, no-obligation offer today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
Monday afternoon, Beto sitting in for Cappy on this Monday, June 30th. Let's start here. Happy 59th birthday to the one and only Mike Tyson. Today is also International Asteroid Day. Imagine if Cappy got hit by an asteroid. And on this day back in 1997, the BSB, the Backstreet Boys, released the single Everybody. Sedano Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Oh my God, we're back again.
Come on now.
Brothers, sisters, everybody say.
Man, Memphis just doing more work.
What do they do now?
They got Cam Spencer, 2 years, $4.5 million guaranteed contract.
He's
but I mean,
end of the bench player.
All right, Houston getting Finney Smith.
He's the worst of the two Spencer brothers.
Yep.
Pat Spencer, the one from Golden State.
He played some serviceable minutes in the playoffs for them.
He did.
Yeah.
He's a tough dude. Look, you're not the best lacrosse player to ever play, basically,
Exactly.
and not be tough, right? Like so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so Finney Smith gets 4 years, $53 million from Houston for a 3-and-D guy who likes that. Detroit gets Paul Reed, center forward, 2 years, 11. Goes back to the Pistons.
George, is DFS a heart and soul guy?
He is, and he's going to the Rockets, and that's not good.
Yeah, that's...
And the Rockets just got even better.
Dude, I
They're
told you the
good.
other day,
They're
hot
going to be
take,
good.
Rockets, Thunder,
You
conference
did.
final.
Number 2 in the West, Rockets.
Yeah.
They already were.
They were.
They were.
I mean,
now they're loading up again.
I don't see who's going to beat them.
I mean, the Thunder.
I mean, for
Could-
second,
could
though,
potentially
for
beat
for the
them.
two
I feel
spot.
like they have the best chance to take down Thunder.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
I agree. This is a Houston OKC conference right now.
I can't wait to hear what Kevin Durant says it tomorrow on LeBron's podcast.
Well, I'm guessing they've already recorded it.
I know, so that's what I'm saying. Since
Yeah.
he's been traded.
Yeah.
Surprised we haven't got any clips out of it already.
Well, no, it's all tomorrow. Just
they
wait.
don't need to.
Well, they need the LeBron cycle today.
Yes,
And
exactly.
then tomorrow's another LeBron cycle
Tomorrow
with
morning,
KD.
first thing in the morning, you'll
Yeah.
see some clips.
Yeah.
Don't aggregate me. Come on now. Let's go.
That's a big loss for the Lakers, though, losing Finney Smith.
That's the kind of guy that they needed last year. They got him. They gave up the pick for him. It was the first rounder, right? They gave up for him. And he came in. Took a while to adjust, but when he did, you're like, okay, I see why you go and get this kind of guy. We were talking about it in the postgame show a lot, DeAndre, where there's things that he was doing that weren't in the box score, but they were solidifying everybody else. It helped them out with them. But that's a lot of money, too.
I mean, he was the ideal 3-and-D guy that the Lakers needed, and when they finally got him, it was like, okay, you saw the change of style that they were able to play in as far as offensively and defensively. So it kind of, it hurts seeing him go. But 4 years, $53 million. There was no way they were going to be in that.
No, they were
business.
going to be in that. It also, you look at it, if you're DFS, all right, the Lakers, good. I've been here. I see what it's like underneath the hood. But damn, Houston, that's a championship contender there. And you don't have to be a guy that's asked to do a lot in Houston compared to the Lakers. The nights on the postgame show when Finney Smith would go over whatever on three-pointers. Oh, man, why do we have him here?
That's because they were going small ball and they were making Finney Smith play the 5.
Yeah.
They were expecting a lot to do. The expectations for him
Be the 4 at worst.
They did not do him any favors all season.
Right, he's a 3-4 guy. He's a
Exactly.
guy that guards some threes and mostly 4s now at this stage.
So you're exerting all that energy for him. Okay, now we want you to guard the other team's best player. As far as the big, you got to switch up. Like they commanded a lot out of him.
And DFS was a guy where some nights wouldn't show up with the three-pointer, where he can get away with that if he's in Houston. Lakers, it really stands out when he would have an 0 for 4 night.
I mean, Houston also doesn't have a lot of good shooting around them either. He's a decent shooter. It looks like they're going to add Kennard. Obviously, Durant can shoot. So, they'll be able to expand their game some. And I am curious to see, Van Vliet is streaky shooter too. We'll see what Reed Shepherd gives them, if anything, as a backup point guard, the young player they drafted. But they're loaded. Jabari Smith Jr. just got paid.
I like
They
him.
didn't have to trade him
like
for Durant. He's a legit player. Like, Sengun is an all-NBA caliber type player. Yeah. So, anyway.
Rockets talk, baby. They're going to be good.
They are good.
And Cappy don't think so. Anyways.
Boy, Cappy thinks that what was his point? That Kevin Durant is Russell Westbrook is what he called him.
I can't believe that.
I mean, bro. I get it, bro. But no, I don't get it.
He also loves Maxi Kleba.
Huh?
And he also loved Maxi Kleba.
I mean, I like
Cappy
Maxi Kleba too.
loves
more
him.
more than most people is
If
what
he
I
can
would
get
say.
on the
I'm a
floor-
Maxi Kleba stan.
Wow, you're the one.
He's a good player, man.
He is.
He's a good player.
I haven't seen him, but he is.
Yeah. Anyway, so the LeBron thing.
Yeah.
The challenges lie in trying to make a deal, because I think everyone around the league that I've spoken to was pretty much caught off guard by this thing yesterday. Like, nobody was, unless they're all lying, which I doubt.
Wait, the statement?
Yes, people were caught off guard by the position, including the line of, whatever it was that he said.
The last line.
Whatever. The line about, if we got a part, I'm paraphrasing, that if they have to go different directions, whatever.
Yeah.
He wants to make every season he has left count. And the Lakers understand that and are supportive for what's best for him.
Correct. That. So what I would say is, because everyone was caught off guard, had they actually given some teams some heads up, I don't think some of the moves that would have been agreed to might have been agreed to, particularly Cleveland.
Like the Cavs, yeah.
Yeah, they
Trading
signed
Lonzo
Sam
Ball,
Merrill
signing Sam
yesterday.
Merrill, yep.
And, if you knew LeBron was available, you at the very least hit the pause button on that.
Saturday. They did that Saturday, and then they traded for Lonzo Ball.
Right.
And they probably wouldn't
You
have
wouldn't have done either of those things. You would at least put the pause button and said, let's explore this LeBron thing, see what it is. And maybe they don't do it, but at the very least they explore it. So I would say that I was stuck.
Wait, the potential LeBron trade would be explored?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? In a world where you knew this statement was coming out, which is rare, honestly, it's rare that things don't come out that nobody doesn't know.
Like, this should have been done a couple weeks ago, right?
No. Listen to me. What I'm telling you is, it's very rare anything happens in the NBA that literally nobody knows about, okay? Nobody knew this was happening, okay?
Nobody.
Except
LeBron
and Clutch Sports, okay? Is, to my knowledge, that this statement was coming out. Had other teams known that was the case, I'm guessing they would have at least said, okay, let's kind of wait and see. Let's explore it. Let's figure out, is there a deal to be had? But the Cavs went and traded for Lonzo Ball and signed Sam Merrill, which now makes it even more challenging than it was even before those, because it was going to be challenging even before that. Now it's really challenging to do it if you're Cleveland.
So shouldn't LeBron and his team have issued this last week? A statement like this to allow other teams around the league to say, hey, there's a potential there now?
I don't know about,
he didn't know.
I don't know about,
come on, he knows what he's doing.
I don't know about issuing the statement a week earlier or whatever.
Well, then how would the other teams know that it's potential?
Because the agent's job is to tell other teams, because he's probably got clients on the other teams, hey, we've got this situation probably coming down the pike. You should kind of hold off on what you're doing. Anyway, I don't want to get caught in the minutia of it. That's not like the biggest thing. My point is, teams around the league were surprised. Okay.
All right. So everybody's surprised that LeBron.
That creates a layer of challenges, because teams have already kind of mapped out a plan for the next couple of days. And now this has kind of thrown a wrench into that potential plan. So the few teams that would be interested, because there's only a couple teams he would even digest playing for. So like those teams have to kind of like think about it now after already making moves that could have been, again, not made at least right away.
But is there a market for LeBron and his $52 million?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure. Like
you said, a few teams, right? Only a few teams can
there's only a few teams that.
And how many of those teams actually want to get into LeBron business?
I don't know. So what I would tell you is there's only a few teams he'd probably play for. I'd be very.
He's not going anywhere.
I think that's probably the most likely end to the scenario, but I'm not. Let me tell you something. Cappy will make fun of me because I say I'm not an absolutist, but I'm not an absolutist. I think there's a better than 1 in 4 chance that he's not a Laker.
That's 1 in 4 he's not a Laker.
Yeah, that's not like a great chance, but like 25% chance that LeBron's probably not a Laker. Like I think there's at least a little chance. Don't clip that either.
Why would another team want LeBron? Because you're seeing what LeBron is, right? You see the money.
I see you, Anthony.
You see what's going on with him.
Yeah, you can thumbs me down here. I'm not. I don't want aggregation.
So you're saying, okay, LeBron. You've been saying this. LeBron. You know what you get into when you're in the LeBron business. What he demands. What he wants. If I'm another team, I don't want him on my team because he's bringing exactly what you're saying. But the issues, the troubles. Right?
No. Listen, if you're making a deal for LeBron at this stage, it's because you feel like you're close to a championship.
For example, like Cleveland, if they were to give up,
have to give up a lot, right?
Right. Well,
they do.
Yeah.
Not give up. They'd have to get under the second apron. They'd have to then you have to involve 2 and 3 and 4 teams potentially. It just becomes more complicated.
So, but if they really wanted it to happen, they could make it happen. It's just a lot more difficult now.
Because they can't aggregate salaries. They can't trade two guys.
It's not going to match up.
But if you have a third
it's not
team
about
involved.
matching up. It's about when you're in the second apron, you have to trade 1 for 1. That's why you need a third team or a fourth team.
So now you're going to get even more complicated because you have to have other teams help you out. So LeBron's not going anywhere.
It's hard enough. No, I don't want to say that either.
Look, aggregate me. He's not going anywhere.
It's hard enough to do a 1 for 1, like just 2-team trade. Doing a 3 and 4, 5, whatever you want to say, it gets exponentially more challenging.
Now, if you could trade 1 for 1 like Evan Mobley for LeBron, but they don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah,
they're not going to get rid of him. They would give up like Jared Allen and Darius Garland. I'd be okay with that. But they can't
do it. Literally cannot do it.
They can't.
So if you're
it's against the rules.
Okay, if LeBron really wanted to leave, right, he could have opted out, right, and found another deal somewhere else, right?
No, but nobody's got free agent money, so
that's the point.
So it's going to have to be a trade.
So he's not going anywhere.
No, the opting in actually puts you in a position to dictate terms because he's got a no trade clause.
To dictate his terms, right? He's got to dictate everything. He's got to be in charge of everything. Yeah. So
well, if he's going to choose to play somewhere else, he's going to choose to play in that place. It's no different than any star, to be honest with you.
1 more year for LeBron and the Lakers. He's not going anywhere. You're making it sound, or not you're making it sound, it is very difficult. You have to go and get the matches, the salaries. You have to get another team to figure things out. If you're the Lakers, you don't have the assets, right? That other teams would covet. So this statement was out there.
He is the asset, though.
Yeah.
He is. If somebody wants him, they want him for a reason.
Well,
like
how many
George
people
said.
really want him around the NBA?
I think there's probably, like George said, I could see like Cleveland or Miami working
You would
out
take
a
it right
trade
now,
for
Linz,
him.
in your team?
It depends.
It depends, right?
Depends.
Yeah, not all of it. You want the LeBron drama coming with you?
I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. I'm just worried about, like, whether or not.
So he can only go back to the teams he was with.
Well, he would only want. I don't see him going to another team. I think he would only go back to Miami or Cleveland. I don't see him going to another team.
I could see Dallas.
Come on.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe.
Kyrie's there.
Maybe.
And Anthony Davis is
Can
there.
you imagine if they had LeBron, Luka, and Kyrie? Phew.
It's like fantasy basketball here.
I'm just saying I don't dismiss Dallas in the equation, is what I'm saying. Honestly, I don't even dismiss the Knicks.
The Knicks?
I don't dismiss the Warriors.
I just missed that one.
I don't think it makes sense because if he would have wanted, he would have done it last year. Because I think that
that would have been the move last year, right? Because there was real fire with the Golden State organization.
I think with Steph, we have breaking news. Go ahead.
The Los Angeles Lakers have agreed to a 2-year, $12 million deal with Jake LaRavia from the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, that's probably not bringing him to the table and saying that they're going to win a championship, right? I mean, Jake LaRavia is a nice player. I mean, I'm not trying to. He's actually a nice player. Like, he's a solid $6 million taxpayer mid-level player. Like,
I don't care.
But it's not star-driven town is what I'm saying. But he's a nice player. Like, I am not going to be the guy that's going to poop on the signing of Jake LaRavia because actually I think he's a nice player.
A good wing player, right?
He shoots the ball really well.
He's a nice player.
Good deal. $12 million?
The Steph thing.
Good for him.
The problem is with the Steph thing, this would be my advice. I wouldn't do it only because if he goes there, the expectation is going to be they got to win a championship. And if they don't, it's not going to be Steph's fault. It's going to be LeBron's fault. So there's I think it's a no-win. Like if I were on his team, his advisory team, I'd be like, I don't think that makes sense for you because that actually would be a negative for you. Now, if you win, great, but you guys are kind of old. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of not easy.
41 during the season. LeBron, man, it's fascinating because yesterday when that statement came out, that's what everybody was talking about. But Dodger game, forget about it. What's going on for agency? No, it's all LeBron. It's been fascinating watching his career and how he just everything he does. I think
everything he does what?
Is just observed, critiqued, deconstructed, put back together, and then you still another new cycle based off of LeBron. Ramona said it earlier today on Mason Ireland how for so long LeBron's been the sun of the NBA where it revolves around him. And at 41, it's still revolving around him. That's crazy.
Yeah, we got a break. We'll get into more of this stuff. And Worthy Splash, I don't understand what you're talking about, that I'm talking in circles. I'm not talking in circles. I'm answering questions, and I'm trying to be as informative as possible. If you don't like it, Worthy Splash, go take your ass somewhere else. Don't make me drink another coffee today.
I could tell you've had coffee for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Worthy Splash, you're usually the one that actually doesn't drive me insane in there. You know what I need? A smooth Cadillac ride.
Please.
From Cadillac of Beverly Hills.
Escalade?
Oh, my God. Or one of their EVs. They're beautiful. They got a multitude of EVs, actually, right now. So we want to tell you about our brand new partnership with our friends at the nicest dealership in America, Cadillac of Beverly Hills. We know Cadillac, but when's the last time you rode in a Cadillac? I'll tell you what. I did recently, and it was like literally driving on a cloud. Like, it is as nice a car as you can get. And Cadillac, there's this feeling like when you own a Cadillac or when you have a Cadillac, you've made it. And trust me, you know what? You have. And the new line of Cadillac, the EVs, the sedans, the SUVs, define luxury at the top of the game, okay? So if you can find them, you're not going to find them at a better place than Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Okay, so here's the deal. Go in, say hello to Tony and his incredible team at Cadillac of Beverly Hills, or check them out on the web. CadillacBeverlyHills.com. Go check out that beautiful showroom. Go say hi to Tony. Go get yourself a Cadillac. Tell him your friends at 710 sent you. 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And on the web, CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey, John Ireland here for Thrive Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website,
thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense. Use Thrive and protect your business.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right, pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
And it is Sedano Kap here Monday afternoon. Beto sitting in for Cappy. Free agency frenzy is underway. Yesterday, June 29th, happy 81st birthday to Gary Busey. And yesterday, back in 2018, Drake released his 5th studio album, Scorpion. Of course, you know what was on there. The song Cappy was absolutely obsessed with a few years back. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me.
Okay, we're back.
How's your back?
I don't know. I haven't really gotten up. I probably should be getting up in the breaks, to be honest.
Stretch, man.
Yeah.
A little tweak.
Throw this thing. Got to put this in the freezer.
Get this. Got to get that freezer going. Funch.
You got to do a cat-cow. You know how to do that? A cat-cow stretch.
A what?
A cat-cow.
What is a cat-cow?
You get on your fours and then
show them. Go in there and show them.
I can't. All right.
Let me see it. I think I know what you're talking about. I do it every day.
You see, saying
But I didn't know it's called a cat-cow.
Cat-cow. Let me go over here.
Can I Google that safely? Well, get in front of the camera, guy.
You got to get on your fours and do this, and then you got to do that.
Yeah, I do that every day. I do that every day.
Yeah.
I do cat-cow.
Cat-cow.
Cat-cow. Moo. Meow. Moo meow.
I'm here.
Namaste. Where did that? All right, Funch. I just Googled image cat cow and yeah.
Cat cow. Is it different than downward dog?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, cat cow is not downward dog.
It
Two
goes
different
in-
One's a
animals.
moo meow and the other one's a rrr, rrr, rrr. So, Worthy Splash.
Who is it? A person?
Yeah, he's the guy in the community.
Oh, I haven't looked at the community in a while. Okay.
That's your fault.
No, I feel better for it. Anyways.
I mean, it's not any worse than the YouTube mongrels.
But the YouTube mongrels were fun when there. We have fun back and forth.
Anyway.
All right, so what?
Funch is like, no.
Oh.
He's getting under you? Worthy Splash?
No, hold on. I'm just going to read what he read.
Uh-oh.
So he wrote, you won't say Bron is staying or going. Because nobody knows that. Let's start with that part of it. You think I have a crystal ball and I can just like pretend to know what he's going to do? Multiple reporters are saying no teams want to trade for him. That's technically accurate, but also missing a big piece of information, which I'll explain in a second. No clear path for Lakers to add any players of significance. We agree on that. Bron again waited until the last minute to opt in, and you aren't holding him and his team accountable for any of this. So let me start with this. The opt-in date is insignificant because the deadline is already before free agency. I literally just told you the challenges there are to finding a deal because everybody in the entire league was caught off guard, which is why there isn't a deal available for him right now because nobody knew this was coming. It's not that teams wouldn't try to figure out how to make a deal for LeBron. It's teams, I am telling you with 100% assurance that teams did not know this was coming. So that is the biggest impediment. Not that teams aren't willing to trade for him. Teams have no idea had no idea this was coming, so they couldn't at least even kick the tires on the idea, okay? And that's how this stuff works. Nothing happens in a vacuum, okay? So, and then the last thing, I literally just said that his team didn't give any other teams any advance warning, which has hurt their chances at any leverage of wanting to ask out and a potential deal elsewhere. So how did I not hold his team accountable when I literally said they kind of probably should have given somebody a heads up so that way there would be at least some potential options out there for him? So thank you. All right, anyway.
Man, where are these Splash about to get sent? Oh, he already got sent, huh?
No, there's no more Tomer H because AD's not here anymore. I got to come up with a new one. I got to be honest with you. I don't know what to do anymore. I got to figure out another option.
So in other words, Clutch messed it up for themselves.
No, well, I mean, a little bit. I think I think if teams knew, they would have at least, again, kicked the tires on it.
So why wouldn't they give the teams a little heads
I don't
up?
know, Beto. I don't know the answer to that.
Because that's not like them. Because they're usually locked in every single detail what they're going to do.
I'm very surprised that this came out of nowhere. And I think everyone else is surprised it came out of nowhere.
Do you think there's a chance that LeBron really has been, like, contemplating and thinking on this and that, like, he just came to this conclusion? Because I feel like that could be a thing.
Maybe, maybe not. I feel like the way that thing was crafted was pretty carefully.
Yeah, that was a lot of dress right there with professional PR
Yeah,
people.
I'm going to imagine that this has probably been something that's been thought about for at the very least, a couple of days. I don't think it's just like on a whim, like, hey, I don't believe that.
Yeah, nothing's on a win with LeBron. Like
Correct.
He hasn't even said anything about the new ownership being sold, right? He hasn't said anything about the Walters.
But isn't it kind of weird? Like Wendy was saying on his podcast that isn't it kind of strange that the Lakers have not put out any type of press release about this?
It is weird that they have not put a press release that the leading scorer in NBA history has opted into his deal.
Right. It's kind of weird.
It is weird.
It official?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an opt-in. It has to be done. Had to be done by yesterday.
Okay.
So
no press release, no nothing. It's interesting times in El Segundo with the front office, what they're doing over there or not doing.
But again, like I get their position too. I'm not putting this all on the Lakers. Like they have to do what's they think is in their best interest. I've always been very steadfast on this. Pick a lane. And if your lane is we want to take a longer runway and approach to this Luka Doncic thing, cool. Okay? But then you can't be
all in on one guy in LeBron.
No. What I'm saying is you can't then expect the guy who's 40 to say, well, I don't got a runway. I got to figure out. I got to take off right now.
I have no patience.
Like, my flight's got to go.
Yeah, I
don't got time to hit the runway.
It's like when Americans offering, hey, we have $500 for you to change your flight. No. I got to get home right now.
Right, exactly.
I got to get home right now.
Right.
LeBron needs to get home this year because it could be his last year.
Correct. Excellent analogy.
Finally, I get something right.
Nice shoes, too. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Excellent analogy.
Is this LeBron's last year?
I don't know. Maybe. I
don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. I think it should be. I'm a big believer in just like it's year 23. He's number 23.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Nike's got a campaign, probably, if I had to guess.
You're still on. He's not on top, but he's not.
He's still really good.
He's still amazing.
Damn good.
Still really good.
But damn, he's $52 million.
Yeah.
And he's
by
worth
the way,
every penny.
That's kind of underpaid.
Yeah.
For what
Come
he does.
on.
In this day and age, in this market, and what he does, what he offers, yeah.
I mean, Kevin Durant's about to get $60 million.
I was just going to say, yeah, you can look at that.
You know what I mean? Right. And he's better than Kevin Durant right now. So, all right. So let's kind of get back on track here, okay? What next in regards to what can the Lakers do? What are some of the options, okay? Maybe we'll even bang some calls. Open these damn phone lines.
Oh, you're doing it? Oh, you push the button. Funch, get to work.
Funch?
Oh, my.
I want you screening them just like you would do Beto's post.
You want me to do that, huh?
That way Lindsay doesn't have to deal with it.
All right.
Oh, my.
So be
Watch
careful.
out, people. You better come bring it.
If you call, we've got the pit bull over there. We got the cat cow over there on it.
Why are you opening the lines? That's not your style.
Today is a line day.
Oh, man.
And especially if we have cat cow over there.
And you better bring it then. Sedano is not in the mood right now. He's in pain.
I will literally just hang up on you.
Get that Theragun. Get that Theragun.
All right, listen. All right, we'll do that. We're way over the break.
877.
What are the actual realistic options for the Lakers next?
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
That's a bad deal.
Trev?
Because I stunk, not because of anything I did. Like I was not a problematic teammate. I was not a chirper back at the coach. When I got benched, it's because I couldn't get anybody out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to pitch anymore. Why? Because you don't get anybody out. Oh, it's a hard thing to argue.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport CVT for just $279 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. VIN S3723202. MSRP $32,189. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SRD-21.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is that Cat Cow is still taking your calls at 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. All right, what you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. I love that there was like a million calls and Funchy literally just shoot everyone away except for 3 people. I love it. That's what I want. I want 3 good ones.
Damn right.
I don't want 20 calls. I want the good ones. And if they're not good, Funchy, you send their ass back.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hey,
I will.
Stephen John, big fan.
Get out.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Shut up.
All right, go ahead, Lindsay. Sorry.
All right, so tomorrow, with it being the 1st of July, means that gas prices are going to go up because there's going to be a state sales tax hike, and it could raise the price of gas by 70 cents. Expected to be somewhere between like 30 and 50 cents, but could be as much as 70 cents. So, yeah, if you need gas, like, fill up today.
I did. And that's why George was talking about Cadillac with that EV. That's what you need in your life.
Heck yeah.
We also have breaking news for what you need to know. Former Laker D'Angelo Russell agrees to a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks and will be the Kyrie replacement until Kyrie's ready to come back. I told you he'd be one of them.
Some big shoes to fill
I gave you D'Angelo, Malcolm Brogdon, CP3. Those were the 3 guys.
That's a good fill-in right there.
Yeah.
Until you get...
He's fine.
No, he's fine. For 2 years, 13,
right.
And then Kyrie
he knows how to
back.
play with AD, right? Like that. That's good.
He knows his role.
Right.
Wait, but is he going to say that they're using him to the best of, like, using all of his strengths, using him properly?
Well, he knows what it is right now.
Well, I think he trusts. I think a lot of guys just trust J. Kidd.
Okay.
Been there, done that.
Man, what's going to happen when Kyrie comes back and he's just, like, demoted and he's just going to
Well, I mean, he kind of knows what he's signing up for.
I say he signed that deal for a reason, knowing
it's a $6.5 million deal. Like, it's not, you know, it's
Yeah.
not like he's signing for a ton of money.
Yeah,
at this
when
stage.
you're only getting 6.5, you got to realize, okay, this is my role in the NBA.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what you
happy
are
to have
now.
a contract right now.
Yeah,
on a good team too.
Exactly. Now, DeAndre, what did Funchy do when the first guy called? What did he say?
He's like, man, you got to get the speakerphone, brother. You got to get that speakerphone, brother.
Barely hear him. That's why he kept on saying his name and then where he's from, and then he's like far away from the mic.
All right, before we get to the calls, Windhorse is talking about LeBron. Let's hear what he said.
What he's saying here is LeBron would like to see the Lakers get off to a very good start in free agency. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's been a couple of transactions out of the gate, and the Lakers have lost a player and replaced him with a player.
About Dorian Finney-Smith.
That's right. Dorian Finney-Smith is, according to Shams, is going to leave the Lakers. He was a really big acquisition last winter. He is going to sign with Houston on a 4-year deal, leaving the Lakers. And they have, according to Shams, replaced him with Jake LaRavia, a younger player, less accomplished, another 6'8" wing who will fill in the role, but again, less accomplished. Maybe it'll end up being a great signing, but if you're LeBron, who's talking about whether the Lakers are going championship moves, this isn't a move that's going to make you feel super great just yet. It's just the beginning. We're an hour in.
I personally don't think he's going anywhere. I never really thought that he was. The interesting thing about this was typically in this situation, a guy would say, I'm opting in because this situation gives me the best chance to win a championship. He opted in, and then immediately the language was like, but are they going to do enough to make sure I have a chance to compete for a championship? I think LeBron James made a decision a long time ago to go to L.A. It had more to do than just basketball. He settled there. That's where he wants to be. I think that's where he's going to finish his career. And look, by the way, you still do have Luka Doncic next to you, and I know they only had half a year ago. It didn't work out the way they wanted. You've got one of the best players in the NBA next to you now with a full season to hopefully get some things done in L.A.
He's not going anywhere. Like, I will tell you this straight up, first of all. I know LeBron James. This is LeBron James flexing his muscle. This is LeBron James using what he has as a superstar to hold the organization accountable. As a player, we are held accountable. When we don't win, there is a conversation with us about winning. As a player, when you get to the level that LeBron James has gotten to, you won as many championships, you have the right to have a conversation with the upstairs about what it takes to win. I think there needs to be a collaboration on where we're going, what we need to win, but also on the other side, we have a young superstar who also is the future of this organization. There's two sides to this, but LeBron is not wrong. He only has a few more years, and in those few more years, he needs to be put in a situation to win.
How many times before, Brian? 8 times, 9 times has LeBron been in a situation where he has the opportunity to opt into a contract? And basically every other time, he's opted out, he's restructured. There's been something that has happened that's more than just opt into a deal. That's also curious.
This is where it is different. He has had player options in his last 8 contracts, dating back to 2006 when he signed his first extension. He has never used them. He has always opted out of the contract. 3 times he switched teams, and then the other times he signed new contracts. In fact, that's happened twice with the Lakers. In this case, he opted into his contract. So for the first time in 23 seasons, Malika, LeBron is on an expiring contract. For the first time in 23 seasons, he will start a season where he is not the franchise player.
And of course, that also brings up questions about how long LeBron James wants to continue to play because he is going to turn 40.
Thank you. But I thought informative for everybody to listen to.
Yeah, that's
All right,
fascinating.
let's go to Walrus in Encino, who is not happy, I think, about DFS going to Houston. Go ahead.
I mean, it really looks to me, George, like they're just clearing the decks right now. Like, I saw that name, Jake LaRavia. I'm like, we just got Raging Bull? Like, right now, I just think that they're laying low because this is a whole new ball game with the Mark Walter purchase. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting right now. And the thing I'm upset about, I was talking to Funch. I don't know if y'all saw, who knows? It's been reported that Rob was kind of down talking DFS to the rest of the league in terms of his knee. I really hope that isn't true, man. I really hope our general manager, the Lakers general manager, wasn't talking, down on a player who we were hoping to get back. So right now this is kind of looking a bit crazy to me, but I put my faith in the new ownership. I really, really do. I appreciate you taking the call. Y'all have a great day.
All right, Walrus, appreciate you. 877-710-ESPN. We don't take a lot of calls around here, but we are going to do that today a little bit. We're going to sprinkle them in. Shams just reported the Nuggets are trading Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. So Cam Johnson is not the athletic, high-ceiling player Michael Porter Jr. has been projected to be, but Michael Porter Jr. has a long injury history. Yep. Not all his fault. His body just betrays him at times. Cam Johnson, way less of an injury history, dependable, played on a team that went to the finals, a good stretch for.
Solid.
Good defender, good shooter, good team player. If you're the Nuggets, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. The Nets also get an unprotected first-round pick. Wow,
that's big.
In 2032. So
that's a big one right there.
Yeah. So that goes to show you how much they value Cam Johnson over Michael Porter Jr. at this stage of their career. Something that you would not have said even 2 years ago. So, all right, let me go to Gabe in East LA. Gabe, ¿cómo estás?
Good. What's up, bro?
What up?
I'm gonna just be honest. I'm a big LeBron and Laker fan, equally. I would say. That's not most of the fan base, but I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going on. They're over LeBron. It's Luka's team now.
I don't disagree.
They're gonna build around Luka now, and like we were saying, we only have one pick right now, and then next year it opens up, I think, like 2 to 3 picks. But I mean, it is what it is. We're not gonna really build anything. So I mean, hopefully LeBron stays. I want him to finish his career here, but it's pretty obvious what's going on.
Yeah, LeBron is done giving the Lakers leeway, and the Lakers are kind of, again, they're not used to this. Remember, it happened with Kobe one time in a parking lot in over Andrew Bynum, right in Orange County.
Cell phone, yeah.
But this is not the norm for the Lakers. The Lakers are not used to this kind of public pressure on them, and LeBron historically has done that and has not done it as much here, but is now trying to, as you heard Udonis Haslem say, utilize that power or leverage he thinks he has based on his stature in the game.
But it's also the Lakers saying, hey, we're also moving forward. LeBron, great. Let's have a great season. You and Luka put something up. But we need to build for the future, which is something we haven't really been doing because we've been trying to please everything that LeBron wants. Trying. I didn't say they were. I said trying. They didn't make moves that he wanted?
Yeah,
You're
but
gonna
they also made moves they wanted.
But he knew about these moves, right?
Yeah, but it's not about who. What I'm telling you is everything that's been done in this organization has been done collaboratively. Don't get it twisted, homeboy.
So everything's always together.
Yes. There is no rogue thing that's transpired as far as transactions.
Was Luka rogue?
Luka was just lucky. Thomas. Go ahead, Thomas.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I was just wondering, do you think we're just going to see like another contract like this? Like maybe a Luke Kennard. I don't know if he's that expensive, but just these like 2 for 12 years, $6 million a year. Just get depth, get bodies to grow.
Well, yeah, there's no question. Look, Thomas, the reality is that look at the teams that went to the finals. They're 10 deep at the very least, okay? And yes, this is going to be the new NBA, okay? You're going to have guys in that crazy max range, right? But you're going to see less of them, I think, okay? Because your teams are going to figure out, or at least come to a conclusion potentially that, hey, not everybody's worth a max. So you're going to have this middle class that's going to be in like this kind of like $15 to $20 million range-ish, give or take a few million. Yeah. And then you're going to have these $5-6 million contracts and then the minimums. Like, that's what you're going to have in the NBA for the most part.
And Kennard, it looks like he's going to the Rockets.
It does look that way, yes.
Yeah, so you're going to get a Jake LaRavia.
And then I was just wondering, do you guys at all think that this is a Mark Walter and because I feel like the Mark Walter is pushing his way to be like, hey, sorry, LeBron. But do you think that's the ownership group saying, hey,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to. Thomas, I don't want to say something that's out of pocket because I don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I would say this. Nobody knows what the Guggenheim Group is doing, but if you look at their track record, whenever they get involved, they take their time before you see an impact with them. When they had
Coletti was there for 2 years.
Yeah, so they're not going in there right now and saying, hey, we're slashing everybody.
All right, so let's take more. We can bang a few more. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. We'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on. We've been kind of potting the TV up, letting you know what's happening as things are transpiring. Trades have gone down. Free agents have signed. The Lakers added Jake LaRavia.
Good call so far.
What else can the Lakers? Good call so far. Good job, Funchy. Good job, cat cow.
Meow.
Moo meow. What can the Lakers actually do? Who's actually out there in their price range? We'll get to that next.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
There was a doubleheader in August, and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon free agency frenzy. Beto's here in for Cappy. Today is Rabbit Week, which of course makes me think about my best friend, Otis the Bunny. And the number one hit back in 1996. The number one R&B song, Tupac, featuring Casey and JoJo and Dr. Dre, How Do You Want It? Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Yeah. Theragun in the house.
Aren't you glad I told you to bring that, George?
You did. It was a great call.
Make it a whole bit.
It was a great call.
It's not a bad. Lynn, you should have seen him. He was.
I bring mine all the time.
On his lower back, Sedano's got that little twinge right there, man.
I bring my Theragun all the time. Brian Cohen needed it the one day because he was having neck problems. You know,
that's the best.
It's a good thing to have in your drawer.
Can't go wrong with the Theragun. That's all you need. You're gonna need it next Friday for the All-Star game. Everybody.
Oh my gosh, we should have a like, stretch lads there.
I stretch, okay?
Cat cow.
Stretch.
We know Bunch. Cat cow.
Yeah, size 30. You don't need a Theragun, bro. You're okay.
We should do like pre-game like yoga or Pilates or something.
That's there was a baseball player named Rod Beck, DeAndre. Big old dude, had a mustache.
Huge mustache.
Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
They're like, how come you don't work out? Can't pull fat. Was never on the DL, man.
All right, let's get back to the calls here in a second. Let me know if Ramona says anything worthwhile for the people in this audience on TV now, because she's on TV at the moment with Mark Spears and Malika. So everyone is talking about DeAndre Ayton because he's now become available. Here are my thoughts on DeAndre Ayton. First of all, I think it's a bad fit with Luka. DeAndre Ayton does not want to be, and DeAndre, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. DeAndre Ayton is not a prototypical set the screen, roll to the basket, finish at the rim guy. He wants to post up. That is not a Luka special. As a matter of fact, Luka already played with a guy who's better than Ayton, but wanted to do stuff like that in Porzingis, and it was a nightmare, okay? So what Luka wants is a Derek Lively or a Brook Lopez type, right? Like a guy who can space and a guy who can roll to the rim. That is not what Ayton wants to do on a regular basis. Not that he doesn't play pick and roll, but it's not like what he wants to do the entire game. And if you're DeAndre Ayton, you're still in your 20s.
26.
Like, you want to go somewhere to rebuild your value. You just took a buyout. Like, you don't want to go somewhere where your role is going to be limited at 26 years old. Fair or unfair about all that?
Fair. I just think that I pictured DeAndre Ayton as far as like a pick and roll, what Chris Paul was able to do with them with the Phoenix Suns. Yes, like Chris Paul was able to utilize him, cut off the pick and roll, dish it down to him as far as in the mid post area. But DeAndre Ayton, the only thing that we would see a lot of from him is his motor. He has no motor. There's a times he gets really lazy on the defensive end of the floor. He's not a dominant rebounder as well. It doesn't really
He's actually a weak rebounder for his size.
Exactly. So there's things that like DeAndre Ayton would do if he was to come on this Lakers team that would be like, okay, what are we doing here?
The reason I don't like Ayton is because when you're 26 years old and you have a team that is giving up on you in Portland, they're basically saying, hey, we're going to buy you out. We don't want you here.
They kept drafting centers.
Yes, but they weren't good enough, right? We don't want you here, and we were a bad team. We gave you the contract. You didn't fulfill it, right? We look at you. There were some nights when the Lakers would play Portland. I'm always down there early, DeAndre. I would tell you these things, right? Some days he was working out, warming up, and other days he was on the court warming up, which just means he was going through the motions at times. And with DeAndre Ayton, when you're that old at the age of 26 and you're that talented, but you've never lived up to it, for the Lakers, they don't need a guy who, hey, maybe he's a reclamation program that we can fix, right? Maybe he's the guy that we can get him in the right mindset, the right organization, our coaches can help him. If the guy doesn't want to put in that work, then you can't put in that work. And if, from what LeBron is saying, right, this is my last year. I need somebody who's going to come out here and do things. We need somebody who's going to be aggressive, somebody who's going to go and grab boards. You look at him, you're like, yeah, I like him. And then if you watch him every night, man, I do not like him. He's a frustrating player, but yet
he is very frustrating.
He's young and so much upside, but will he ever live up to that?
Lindsay.
So I have a question for you.
Ball knowers.
So I saw that Lakers writer Anthony Irwin tweeted, the LaRavia signing likely means the Lakers have to choose between Lopez and Ayton unless they want to use the BAE on one of them. And then Rich Staples from BSN wrote, the Lakers literally have to choose between a ribeye steak and a tofu sandwich. Who is the tofu sandwich here?
I would
Ayton
imagine the
and
tofu
Lopez.
is Ayton, if I had to guess.
Wow, okay. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Tofu could be good sometimes.
I would rather have a ribeye, wouldn't you?
We season it right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who watches ball knows that, like, DeAndre Ayton has been a complete disappointment.
But
number one pick and nothing.
I've heard a lot of people say, like, Brook Lopez at this point, he's just a name.
I mean, Brook Lopez is a nice name. I think Brook Lopez, if he's playing 15, 20 minutes, you're fine.
Like,
he can't be your starting center.
He can't be the guy that plays 28 minutes a night.
He's a good addition to a team that doesn't need a big input.
So he's the ribeye.
Yeah, well, I hope DeAndre Ayton is not the ribeye in that situation, because I would be very disappointed in whoever you just mentioned. I don't know who you were
Again, I have no idea. That's why I asked.
Yeah. All right, let me go to the phones. Who is the guy who's been holding on the longest here, Funchy?
Line 2 to Fonz.
Not Henry. Someone got Funchy back here cursing. You know?
That's every night, Linz.
You're cursing back there, Funchy?
Yeah, he hangs up on people like that.
Fonz, Pasadena. What's up, Fonz?
Sedano, totally agree with you. Lakers and LeBron are both correct, are both right. But why give up the future if LeBron is gone next year? You said
I get it. I get
okay.
it. But You don't think Luka wants to win too, though?
Yeah, but I mean, we're not going to be that terrible this year, so might as well just ride what we got. We gave up Finney for a first, and look, he's gone, and we lost a first rounder.
Yeah, no, I get it, but you have that's also on your organization if you weren't able to retain him too. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know about, but I mean LeBron has a lot of control, so it's a lot has to do with LeBron.
Finney-Smith didn't leave because of LeBron. Finney-Smith left because he wasn't, for whatever reason, didn't like the situation here.
That's the market
and the money,
and the market was better for him in Houston.
But we're not 100% sure on that though.
I mean, you could probably deduce that. I mean, he got what, $53 million.
I mean, he's going to go to a team that was number 2 in the West last year.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. So, but I'm just saying that I just feel like it's both, like you said, both sides. But I mean, we can't give up too much to satisfy LeBron because he's already out the door. So
I get it, but you're also like.
Well, they did that last year.
But what I think LeBron is doing you a favor in this sense. He's telling you what I've been trying to tell people for weeks. This is not a championship roster. And he's telling your organization, let's make this a championship roster. You know? That's what he's doing.
That guy just said, we're not going to be that terrible next year. Like, that's not
By the way,
that's not a great standard.
Denver just added Bruce Brown back. So they traded Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson, who is a good winning player. Bruce Brown is now back, who was part of their championship core, has been dealing with injuries the last couple of years, but they clearly already value him and love him. Like, Denver's making small moves too.
See, those little moves, the ones that are in their grades, those are the ones that help you later on in the season. The Lakers went for it. They got DFS last year. They gave up on a draft pick, right? It just didn't work out for them moving forward. But at least they did it. So you can't get mad at them.
Funchi, who's next?
Let's go to this guy, the Zen Master, who's not Phil Jackson. I told him to change his name.
Another Pasadena.
He was fighting with him about that.
You were fighting with Funchi?
No, I was fighting with him because he needs to change his name.
He said, get your own nickname.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
all right, Zen Master, what up?
I mean, look, Phil Jackson follows me on Twitter, so I gotta say, you know,
yeah, Phil's on
Twitter. Be more than one Zen Master.
I don't feel like Phil's been on Twitter for like 10 years, but okay.
I listen to y'all all the time. You know, when I hear you rarely do call-ins, I had to jump on the phone and chime in. About the Bron trade, I mean, everyone, you know, to go extreme, everyone wants a cure for cancer, right? Lakers want to make a championship team. That's ideal. That's great. But as all y'all pointed out, all those points about no trade clauses, it's unrealistic. I feel like Lakers are going to ride out this last year with Bron, keep that draft pick that you say is their only asset, and once Bryce becomes available next year, why don't the Lakers just pick up Bryce, Bronny, and LeBron? That's like a no-brainer, right?
I'm with you.
On the other hand, that's enough of Bron talk. I wanted to say, Sedano, you do a great job for all your broadcasting during the playoffs. But to tie it back to a debate y'all had about SGA, is he a superstar or not? I don't want to get into that. I just want to say SGA is great. People like him. He would be even better if he cut out the flopping, foul baiting.
I don't think. Well, I think. Look. I appreciate the call and thank you for letting me share in your aura. Thank you for the nice words. But what I would say is, I don't think he doesn't. All right, we got to go to break. I'll explain on the other side.
Bryce James to the Lakers.
I just felt like this was going to be a much longer conversation, and we're already approaching 4:30. But I can address the SGA thing on the other side. We'll take more of your calls. Also, Christian Gonzalez, I will address your tweet on the other side as well about DeAndre Ayton. We'll get to all that. Stick around. Keeping you posted. Free agent Frenzy 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
That's a bad deal.
Trev?
Because I stunk, not because of anything I did. Like, I was not a problematic teammate. I was not a chirper back at the coach. When I got benched, it's because I couldn't get anybody out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to pitch anymore. Why? Because you don't get anybody out. Oh.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland. The industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
$6.16.58.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Take me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Monday afternoon. Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme or a wrestling theme. Happy 40th birthday to Cody Rhodes. Of course, son of Dusty Rhodes, Cappy's favorite wrestler. Here's Cody's theme song. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, FLOOR, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away for this, Lindsay.
All right, Lindsay, before we get to you, let's pot up Dave McMenamin on TV.
Know this was coming, but also Laura Beth Seeger, who is Luka Doncic's representative, she was also informed from Rich Paul this was coming. So that was extending an olive branch in terms of we're trying to work with you, Luka Doncic, as a future face of the franchise. Rich also told me that he understands in this moment, this is important for the Lakers to look out for Luka Doncic, but him, as a representative of LeBron James, he has to make sure he's looking out for LeBron's best interests as well.
So this may be an oversimplified question. So what does this mean then? If Luka knows and LeBron knows and everyone is just doing their due diligence, what does this statement mean?
I think two people made a statement. One on the record, which was Rich Paul, when he said what he said, and then the Lakers by not discussing that extension. Because as Brian has pointed out a couple of times, he's never gone into a season where he didn't necessarily have an option for the next year, where he didn't have control of that. But I also think about LeBron James and who he is as a person. This is a man who is incredibly disciplined in his personal life and how he carries himself on and off the court. He's had control over his life and his career the entire time he's been there. He has been the sun, the moon, and the stars in every organization he's ever operated on. It's got to feel weird it's got to feel weird for somebody else to be the guy, right? To find out about the Luka trade, to find out about the sale. Like, he didn't put a tweet out the same way Luka did afterwards. Like, it's got to feel a little bit strange to not be as involved or as catered to as the other guy.
I'm not trying to discount anybody's feelings. I'm just trying to understand and get down to the brass tacks. Is it realistic, Brian, that we are going to see LeBron James traded? I'll even shrink the timeline between now and the start of the season.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll get down to brass tacks. I don't mean this to be controversial. It's just true. This is the beginning of the end with the Lakers for LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're turning 41, that's, I think, an acceptable thing to say.
Again, for the first time in his career, he is on the end of a contract, okay? So how is that end going to be? Is it going to be with some sort of really impressive playoff run alongside Luka next spring? Maybe. Is it going to be something that happens during this year? Maybe. That's what essentially I take from this statement. Now, LeBron is very good, second-team All-NBA player. Yeah. He is now under contract. The Lakers cannot control a possible trade. The Lakers would like to see LeBron ready to go, as he is getting ready, clearly, at training camp in September to play alongside Luka Doncic with a couple of extra players, hopefully, that they're adding over the next few days, and make a run in the Western Conference. Let's not forget, they were the 3 seed.
Sure.
Okay, this is not a team that is an eon away. They were the 3 seed. They had a disappointing first-round situation, but they can come back very strong.
Let's just cross our T's and dot our I's here, because one of the reasons that I wonder about if a trade is realistic at all is because I look around and I don't see a whole lot of options. But admittedly, I was an English student, not a math student, so that's where I turned to Mr. Money Moves, Bobby Marks. Bobby, are there any trades out there that wouldn't totally diminish sort of the team that LeBron would want to go to? Because, again, championships is what he's talking about.
Well, I was neither an English or a math student, so let's look at here. Listen, Rich Paul does the release of the press notes yesterday, and everybody says, fire up the trade machine. What can we do? And, of course, everybody says, let's look at Cleveland, right? His former team. Here's how hard it would be, Malika. You would basically have to send out $70 million in contract. Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, Jared Allen, Max Strus, right? That's basically like a quarter of their lineup here just for LeBron James. They are a second apron team. Let's look at Dallas, of course, right? Could the Mavericks have done a deal? You're basically trading Daniel Gafford, who just signed an extension, P.J. Washington, Najee Marshall, Caleb Martin, a lot of like 5 or 6 players. This is how the money works. They're at the second apron now. You're basically trading 6 players in a deal also. Everybody's going to want to talk about the Golden State Warriors, of course, right? When you look at it, could they make a deal? Yeah, they could make a deal, right? Jimmy Butler, LeBron James. But here's where we're looking at it, right? We're looking at 2 different timelines. We're looking at the LeBron timeline. We're looking at the Luka timeline. Jimmy Butler has another year left on his contract. The Lakers' salary cap is clear next year. They could have 2 max spots based on this LeBron James expiring contract. So if you're the Lakers, you're going to want to reshape the roster around Luka, not what's best in the immediate fix right now.
So, Bobby, staying on trades, when I talked to Rich, he told me that he has not had any discussion with the Lakers about wanting a trade on the back end of this statement. He did say that 4 teams have contacted him in the last 24 hours wanting to talk trades, but Rich didn't have any substantive conversations with those teams either. Right now, LeBron is focused on playing on a championship caliber roster. Rich told me there's no guarantees in building a championship caliber roster, but we know what it looks like and what it doesn't look like. And we'll see if in a week from now, when Rob Pelinka is finished doing his work with this roster, if it looks like a winning, realistic situation.
Here's the thing, though. He controls this whole process. He's got that he's got that no trade clause. Yes. And so he gets to say if he wants them to proceed with discussions, he gets to say where he would want to even have some say over a trade if it ever got to that. And so we got to a position where he doesn't have control, and yet now he's found a good way to place himself right back in the center of control.
I saw Jordan in the end, Kobe, Shaq, KG.
So interesting nugget there by Dave McMenamin, that after talking to Rich Paul, it's not like he's like trying to force a trade, okay? I'm paraphrasing, but that 4 teams did reach out at least about a potential of a trade. And so that is different reporting from what we had early this morning, and it's because of what I said. Everybody was caught off guard. Now that teams have had a day or so to digest, now some teams are digesting the situation and thinking, okay, what would it take, right? Yeah. So that is interesting reporting to keep an eye on from McMenamin.
What are the 4 teams you think? The Cavs?
Well, I think what Bobby Marks was showing, right? The teams
Warriors.
that could do it, the Warriors.
I said New York.
Dallas, and maybe the Knicks.
Yeah. But you heard what Bobby Marks was saying. Some of these things are just impossible.
You'd have to give it too much.
Yeah.
Just to make the salaries
Let's
work.
just say, if they want to make it happen, if LeBron wants to be traded, it's going to happen. They'll make it happen.
But if you're the Lakers, too, okay, LeBron at the end of the day is still a fantastic player for you. He's 41, right? He's still going to make an impact for you. And what are you going to get back that's going to be of the same quality?
If you're
taking back 6 players from Cleveland, any of those going to make you different?
Look at what they
look, in a league where depth matters,
Right.
I actually don't think that's a bad situation.
I agree.
I think it's the team LeBron would be going to that doesn't want to do that because
Right.
they don't want to give away all
their
6
teams
of their
for
depth.
all their players, right.
Their depth players for LeBron.
And Strus starts sometimes, too, so...
Right.
I just
It's
feel
not
like,
about the Lakers. The Lakers would certainly take
oh, yeah, they
deal.
do that in a second to get...
Be gone.
Yeah.
Be gone.
Jared
If you can.
Allen, Hunter. I mean, think
But like
about
the Jimmy
it.
Butler, just the 1-for-1. Like, oh, but what Bobby Marks said at the end, too, where the Lakers next year have the opportunity to give 2 max contracts?
Yeah. By the
Come on
way, we'll just do Radio Tinder on the next segment. Clint Capella signed with the Rockets. 3 years, $21.5 million.
Basically $7 million a year for Clint Capella.
Yeah.
That is awful.
So
Not good for Houston, John.
Another center off the table.
Not good for the
Everybody
Lakers,
wants to go
though.
hang out with KD, huh? Everybody.
It's not even just about KD. I actually think it's about Amen Thompson. I think Amen Thompson.
He's good.
We talked about this during the playoffs. Amen Thompson, once he develops a consistent jumper, which I think will come, he's a baby. He's got all the other things. He can get to the rim at will. He defends at an elite All-NBA level already. Like, that guy's got star type of ability. He's exactly the type of guy you want to play with if you're an NBA player.
The Sengun also for the Rockets. I really like the way his game is coming along the last couple of years.
I think the reason why they all want to go play with KD is because they just saw him burst out into tears just saying he just wants to hoop.
Oh.
He just wants to play ball.
They saw the tears and that got him?
Listen, I love KD. And you know what? He's. I
I'm a
would
big
want to
KD
play with him
fan.
too.
Heck
I
yeah.
love him.
Heck yeah. You know where he's going to stand at. And Udoka does an excellent job with them.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with criers.
You should look at your softball team next week. That's all.
Okay.
it is.
Oh, wow. Boom, boom.
Wow. Hey,
What a day so
Christian,
far.
and we still got a long way to go. Christian Gonzalez he sends me a video of DeAndre Ayton playing the pick and roll, and he'd be good with Luka. He'd be great or good with Luka, he said. And what I said to him is, I didn't say he can't. I said he didn't want to solely be that guy, which is what the bulk of what the role would be. Yeah. Okay, he's not going to be featured, and he's not going to allow to be to post up, and that's his game. And a team literally just gave up on him and bought him out.
Yeah, if he wants to do that, that'd be great.
But I don't see that being the case.
That's not him.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That's not him.
But maybe I'm wrong. But I don't see it as a great fit.
Like they're saying, well, like, oh, if he gets a new opportunity, he is what he is.
He's now had multiple opportunities. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that there's going to be a huge, robust market for him in regards to like getting like a good contract. He just got bought out, so it's going to probably be a minimum. I mean, if I'm the Lakers, what he says is it's better than Jackson Hayes. Yes. If that's the bar to clear, then yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will give you that.
All right.
I just don't think it's a great fit, per se. All right. We'll do Radio Tinder next. But first, let me tell you about our friend Jacob and Ryan. Listen, you get into an accident, it's very simple. You call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. That's what I saw one of Jacob's bright billboards today when I was driving in. And it stopped me. Because let's be real. Most of us don't hear what he wrote on that billboard, which is just basically like, do you, bro? All right? You were meant for greatness. He's got all these like cool little sayings at all the different billboards that he's got. And here's the deal with Jacob. They'll deal with the pressure, the setbacks, and all the stress that's involved in an accident. And you're built for more than the stress, right? You handle it, you can deal with it, but why deal with it if you don't have to, okay? You want to be optimal for greatness, and that's where Jacob can help you. And this message that he puts out, these messages that he's putting out on his billboards, they're about that, about building your confidence, understanding someone's there to help you, reminding yourself you're capable, but yet when things get tough, you need someone in your corner. And that's Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. The law offices of Jacob and Ronnie will be there for you. If you've been in an accident, life suddenly flips upside down, Jacob is going to be the one that gets you right side up. From day one, Jacob and Ronnie and his team are there every step of the way, handling the doctors, the car repairs, fighting with the insurance company, everything. And you don't pay a penny unless he wins your case. So next time you're feeling off track, remember, You were meant for greatness, okay? That's what Jacob is telling you, and that's what I'm telling you. So if you need any help after an accident, call Jacob. He's the real deal. Call him at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
NextGen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. And for a limited time, NextGen is offering $500 off any whole home water purification system. You may not know it, but our water here in SoCal contains pesticides, lead, forever chemicals, chlorine, and more. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. CSLB number 1011173. NextGen, here for you now and for years to come.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGen.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSI is license number 1358.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Travis Rogers into Marco Farr.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
But I'm thinking like going raw.
Raw dog in a flight.
Raw dog in a flight. You get on with nothing. Don't read, no phone, nothing. You just sit there for however long the flight is. Could you make it raw?
Don't say it like that.
Well, I tried. I made it about 45 minutes, and then it just, because the seat was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I should join
and
the
also,
lawsuit.
The idea of making seats bigger is better for everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody, even if you're tiny little thing,
Not for
your
the
seat's
airlines.
bigger.
That's not everybody.
Any customer,
Yes.
4 seats.
fine. So anybody who's like sitting next to somebody who's a little big for a seat and they're complaining about the person being too big, yes, bigger seats is better for
Can't you just delete just a few seats and just make it a little bit wider for everyone?
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon. Beto sitting in for Cappy. Free agency frenzy is underway in the NBA. Yesterday, June 29th, he turned 34 years old. Happy birthday to Kawhi Leonard. And yesterday, back in 2012, Magic Mike was released in theaters. And you know what song was used in Magic Mike? Yes, indeed. Our friend Genuine, the Pony. I've got a much quicker pony dance these days. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit I've seen all 3 Magic Mikes.
Oh my God, they're so good, especially the last one with Selma Hayek.
Oh,
boy. Okay, so maybe we're just gonna have to skip Radio Tinder because.
Yeah.
Who's reporting it? Shams?
Shams.
Brooke Lopez has gone to the Clippers. So
Oh,
Capella
dang.
and Lopez are gone.
No.
2 years, 18
No
million. Brooke Lopez has a deal for 2 years, 18 million.
Yo, let me your charger for this thing, if you got it. But go ahead. 2 years, 18 million, according to Shams. Is that the block?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That's perfect for the Clippers, too, as far as what they have right now on their roster.
Yeah, Lopez's agents at Wasserman negotiated a new deal.
I mean, listen, that's the Disney effect. The Lopez brothers love Disney, bro.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, they do.
Wait.
Yeah, they love Disney.
Are you being serious?
No,
They love Disney.
They're Disney adults?
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
They're all about the animation. They're all about comic books. These guys are like, that's a whole thing for
Those
them.
guys were like the only guys that loved being in the bubble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love being in that bubble. Yeah.
They were at Disney World.
They're like, come on, go again, Space Mountain. Run it back.
Wow. 2 years, $18 million. Brooke Lopez to the Clippers. Clint Capella to the Rockets. And
I wish we
Jake
had
LaRavia.
I wish we had a camera right now.
Let me tell you
on
something.
LeBron.
Now the Lakers better like DeAndre Ayton because he may be what's left.
There's nothing
Tofu
else left, right?
sandwich. Tofu sandwich.
Hey, we knew DeAndre. All we need with DeAndre Ayton to get a new spot. Let's go. He'll be all right.
Bro.
New opportunity. What's LeBron doing right now?
Oh my gosh!
How
Can you
much wine
imagine?
is he drinking?
Can you imagine?
I would love a camera shot of what's going on in his house right now.
Well, I can't wait for the shop right now. Right, the unfiltered shop. Let's go. See, LeBron should have his own free agent draft day. Right? He should have his own day where LeBron.
I don't think he can technically talk about that stuff, can he?
No, he just reacted, right? Instagram Live, where he's just reacted.
Oh, just the reaction?
He should have like the LeBron free agency cam.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, those streamers that are just like doing whatever they're doing. Just seeing what he does.
Put him on Twitch.
Seeing him like this, like,
Are you gonna
it would be so good.
You
It'd
see
be
him get
so
like
good.
this and just throwing things.
Yep. Pour in another glass of wine.
Bordeaux. Get a nice Bordeaux right now.
All right. Let's do Radio Tinder real quick, and then I want to get back to banging calls. What do we got?
All right, so we all know that Jeff Bezos got married last week, right?
Yes.
And they said there's all kinds of celebs there, but two people who raised a lot of eyebrows and stole the show were Sydney Sweeney, the young actress who's famous for like Euphoria. I know that's my favorite thing that she's been in. But so she's like the hottest actress right now in Hollywood. She was seen dancing all night with Tom Brady.
Wait, she's like in her 20s, ain't she?
She's 27. He's 20 years older than her.
Tommy.
So I was going to ask, do you guys think that Sydney Sweeney, like Tom Brady, like do you think they'd make a good couple?
I mean, listen, I don't know, whatever. How old is she again?
She's 27. I think once you get past like 25 or even like 20, I don't think the age difference matters as much.
I would say I have a friend whose wife is like 20 years younger than him.
Yeah. Normally, I would say a dude in his 40s should not even be looking at a girl in their 20s.
Depends. There's some women that are old souls. Not women, men or women, who are old souls. But like my buddy who is older than me, he's in his 50s, and his wife is in her 30s.
Yeah.
She's like an old soul, like super old soul. Like she likes things that even people older than me would like, and I'm like the music she listens to. Like it's just some people are old souls. That's just how
but
it
for
is.
me, when it's celebrities,
I don't know what she's like at all, but whatever.
Yeah, when it comes to celebrities, I don't think there's an age at all for them because they live in different worlds.
All right.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Let me hear what Shams is saying about, or what they're saying about Brooke Lopez to the Clippers. Go.
Milwaukee for the Clippers.
Shams, thank you so very much. And a big man that can certainly shoot the ball
Let's
as
hear what
well.
their
Brian, put this
analysis
into
is.
context for us in the Los Angeles Clippers.
So this hits a couple of teams. Obviously, the Clippers just got a high quality backup.
Yes.
The Bucks, this has been their franchise center for their championship team.
Correct.
If you're Giannis Antetokounmpo, you are now having a question, who is our starting center going to be? But this is a blow to the LA Lakers.
Well, when Shams said Los Angeles, you see Giannis, he starts to lean in Los Angeles, and then it was Clippers.
Brooke Lopez was an option for them. Now, with the Lakers, that would have potentially been a starting job. Now, we don't know. The Lakers may have another starter that they've got. Let's wait and let's see what happens there. Brooke Lopez, obviously from Southern California, has played here before. So he's going into a backup situation. A good contract, 2 years, $18 million. Certainly the Lakers could have afforded to match that. So I'm going to wait and see, but I am surprised that if the Lakers prioritized him, that they would have lost out to the Clippers. But I'm going to wait and see what happens with the Lakers because they still need a center. And another guy that they had interest in, Clint Capella, off the board to Houston.
And he definitely comes off the bench, but I see situations where you can actually play him next to Zubac. I see situations where Giannis is the guy who's getting downhill, he's getting in the paint, and Brooke is spending most of his time on the perimeter. So even though he will be coming off the bench, I see situations, I see rotations where both of those guys can play together, and also Brooke is amazing at guarding, protecting the rim. So he's the guy who you bring in. Zubac is not as big or as athletic. Well, neither one of those guys is athletic. But Brooke does a great job of protecting the rim. So you play these both guys together, you protect the rim, you got size. I like this move for them, and I like this move for Brooke, even though I was hoping it would be L.A. the Lakers, but I like
It
this
is a
move.
Lakers.
I thought
that's where you were
I thought it was going to be. I was
leading
leaning into it, but I like
thing.
this move for Brooke. I like this move for the Clippers as well, and I think they can go big, or they can go big and small.
I love when you have a positional rotation where they don't do the same things.
Yes.
So it gives a defense a different look. And also, Brook Lopez playing with a guy like James Harden. You talk about a pick-and-pop dream for a 5. To play with a guy that can get downhill and make those kind of finds back out to the perimeter, tailor-made for Brook Lopez. He shoots that shot at a high rate, and he still is an elite rim protector. Yes. So he's a guy that will give you something on that end of the floor, too. If you want to play 4 guards and Brook Lopez protect the rim, you could do that as well.
Again, NBA in 2024-25, the season just ended. We got taught a lesson: size and depth and size. You have to have it. Look at Houston, look at the Clippers. They are reacting to the need for size and depth.
Look at Denver. Even Denver is trying to sort of retool, particularly in the depth piece of that equation, but that still leaves a question for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to get to that right here on NBA Today. We have more to come.
All right, so there you go.
This is bad, isn't it? I feel like it's getting bad.
I mean, it's not good, is
like,
what I would
you
say.
got the three leading teams, in the West to go up against OKC are all making moves except not the Lakers.
It's not great, is what I would say.
Yeah, so the only thing we have now is Ayton.
Well, Jackson Hayes is going to be their starting center.
No,
right
he's not coming back, bro. Please not. And we don't need that either.
Trey Jemison, here it comes.
Yeah.
Trey Jemison.
Debo!
Let me go to Matt Redondo, who's been holding on patiently. Matt, how are you?
Hey, good to talk to you guys. So nice to talk about the Lakers instead of Cappy's indigestion. I want to say that LeBron was 25-7-7 since December. Only 2 other players did that, Luka and the Joker. So, we don't need – if you were going to hear that we were going to get someone that had 25-7-7, we'd make that trade right there. So I just want to give a little bit of love to LeBron.
Thank you.
And the second point is everybody's talking about depth, and we saw that with OKC, but they also had youth. And the Lakers have been consistently at this time of year seemingly taking older players. So I would really like to see the youth movement for the Lakers. I don't know why Dalton Knecht didn't get any time during the playoffs. And the 4-year deal for Redick, he was not exactly making the best decisions during every game.
What I would say to you, Matt, about Dalton is that he was not – defensively, he was a mess out there is the way I would describe it. And in the playoffs particularly, you are only as good as your weakest link on defense. And you just can't trust someone like that at this point. DeAndre, fair?
Fair. Really fair, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right, that's 2 hours down, 1 more to go. Yo, 3,000 people watching this thing on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
It's a big day. Free agency. People want Lakers talk.
They do.
Okay?
And it's LeBron talk.
They
That's
don't
what they're
want
getting.
Cappy just pooping his pants every day. That's nice every once in a while, but they want their Lakers.
But it is fascinating how LeBron is still controlling the first day of free agency. It's his talk.
Oh, we've talked more about him and the Rockets, basically.
Yeah.
Have been driving free agency.
Give the guy
All
credit.
right.
He controls the cycle.
877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. We'll try to bang a few more calls in between as things are happening. Things are churning. Let's recap everyone on where we are right now, especially if you're just jumping into your car. That's next.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, holiday weekend pro tip. Morongo's got the grill, the glam, and good times. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a milkshake maker when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 8th.
Number 2.
Get a Stars and Stripes streamer flag on the 4th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Mercedes G-Wagon. Earn entries playing slots now and be here July 3rd at 10 p.m. for your chance to win.
Morongo, good times.
See America your way in a new Subaru from Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, like a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek with just 2.9% financing for 48 months, or a new 2025 Subaru Outback with just 3.9% financing for 72 months. For complete details, visit OceanSubaruOC.com or come into Ocean Subaru on Euclid Street in Fullerton. Wherever the journey takes you, it starts here at Ocean Subaru.
Approved credit through Subaru Motors Finance. Not all buyers or vehicles will qualify. Plus tax, tag, title, and dock fees. Zero security deposit. See dealer for complete details. Expires 6/30/2025.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit rfr710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Beep-ba-da-boop. Ooh! Gonna catch you up on what's happened.
There's so much going on. You got.
By the way, Omar, I see your tweets.
Oh, jeez.
I see your tweets. We're gonna have to have words. That's all I'm telling you. We're gonna have to have words, Omar. Okay? Ain't nobody afraid of anybody or anything. Okay? If anything, I would say that my mouth tends to get me in a lot of trouble with everybody. Okay?
Yes, it does.
So it just is what it is.
It does.
Okay? So ain't nobody holding anything back.
There's just so much going on. One of the tweets I just saw right now when I went back and looked was that the Nets traded for MPJ and a 7th grader. Like that's where the
2031 pick or whatever.
2031. You think about it, yeah, the guy they're going to draft in 2031 is in 7th grade right now.
Yeah.
So much going on right now.
Put up Shams real quick. He's talking about Giannis.
Not only at the draft week, now we're in free agency week. So they have brought back Bobby Portis, Kevin Porter Jr. Tonight, I'm told, reached agreement on a 2-year, $11 million deal to return to the Bucks. They still have their own free agent in Gary Trent Jr. We'll see what happens with him. So it's still wait and see. I reported it during draft lottery week, draft combine week. That Giannis Antetokounmpo was open-minded about whether his best fit is in Milwaukee or elsewhere. I've not felt a shift from that mentality. But again, we're not even in July yet.
Right.
We'll get there in the next 24 hours.
That's really important, though. So far, have not felt a shift in that mentality. Shams, thank you. We'll let you get back to work. We appreciate you stopping
So
by.
Giannis, no decision on Giannis. All right. So give me some NBA music here real quick if we can. Let's just kind of catch everyone up on what the hell has transpired, okay? So let's start with the Lakers. They signed Jake LaRavia.
Yep.
Okay, from the Sacramento Kings, previously from the Memphis Grizzlies before that.
He was drafted by the Wolves first round a couple years ago.
Right. So let's go back a little further to the timeline. All right. So, all right. First deal was Michael Porter Jr. traded from Denver to Brooklyn for Cam Johnson. I like that move.
Yep.
Denver added Bruce Brown, a guy who won a championship with him. So
coming back.
Right.
Good.
So they're adding some veterans to the roster. Okay?
Good for Denver.
Yes. D'Angelo Russell signed a 2-year, $13 million deal to basically be the Kyrie fill-in in Dallas. Okay. So that's where D'Lo's going. What else?
Yeah, that's a good move for Dallas. D'Lo helps bridge that. He knows Anthony Davis. And that's where he is at his career.
The Houston, DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith went to the Houston Rockets, 4 years, $53 million.
Yep.
Okay. The Rockets also signed Clint Capella.
Yep.
Okay. And Brook Lopez went to the Clippers. So that's where we're at right now. Oh, Luke Cornett from the Celtics, who's a center, went to the Spurs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
4-year, $41 million.
For him,
to be the backup for Wemby.
Okay.
He's a good player, dude.
Yeah,
He had like
it's
7 blocks in like a playoff game.
$10 million a year for that guy. Okay.
I mean, that's the NBA.
That's the NBA right now.
Yeah.
But you look at it, you're like, no, but then that's just the going rate for somebody that big.
Karis LeVert, 2-year deal, $29 million to the Pistons. And that'll catch you up for the most part. Did I miss anything, Funchy, DeAndre, Lindsay? That's pretty much covered it all?
No, those are the names.
I think you got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's where we're at. All right, if you missed all the other stuff, so Dave McMenamin was on earlier. Do we have it as a cut?
I cut it, yes.
You did? Okay.
Good job, DeAndre.
So he was on earlier on television on the ESPN NBA free agency special. We've been talking a lot about LeBron and the statement that was put out. and this notion that LeBron put out this statement, it caught the league off guard. Other teams were not expecting this, so nobody was like prepared to like engage in a potential trade scenario if that indeed is what LeBron wants, as he quote unquote closely monitors the Lakers free agency situation. And if you just heard our recap, there's not a lot going on there right now. Okay, maybe DeAndre Ayton is the guy, but listen, bro, I'm not a big DeAndre Ayton guy. Okay. And I told you guys the other day, I wasn't a big Andrew Wiggins guy necessarily either when there was rumors that they would trade for him either.
But now with Ayton, there's nothing else.
From a center perspective, the Lakers are in a really tough bind right now, I think.
The good thing is he got bought out, and they have a spot for him money-wise.
Okay, but let's get back to the LeBron part of it real quick. So McMenamin was on earlier, and he said he spoke to Rich Paul, and here's what McMenamin said on television.
So, Bobby, staying on trades, when I talked to Rich, he told me that he has not had any discussion with the Lakers about wanting a trade on the back end of this statement. He did say that 4 teams have contacted him in the last 24 hours wanting to talk trades, but Rich didn't have any substantive conversations with those teams either. Right now, LeBron is focused on playing on a championship caliber roster. Rich told me, like, there's no guarantees in building a championship caliber roster, but we know what it looks like and what it doesn't look like. And we'll see if in a week from now, when Rob Pelinka is finished doing his work with this roster, if it looks like a winning, realistic situation.
Right. So they want to see what it looks like when free agency, in theory, becomes official on July 6th. And I don't blame him. And again, I know this is going to sound redundant, but I also don't blame the Lakers if everyone decides to part mutually. If everyone says, you know what, it's best if we do find you. If you want to go somewhere else, we'll try to make that happen. I don't think that's the worst case scenario. I actually think it's a win for both because the Lakers are basically being called out by LeBron, in essence saying this is not a championship roster, and I don't want to finish my career on some teams that are going to be bounced in the first round anymore.
Yeah, it's time for you to do something this year. I don't care about what you're going to do next year. And you know what? Laker fans are saying, LeBron, we don't care what you're doing next year either. Let's worry about building the future for Luka. So it's a very interesting time, and it's fascinating, George, that we're seeing this play out in person because this is the first time LeBron is going to be in a situation where he's not going to be the focal point, right? Where they're not going to build around. He's not going to get what he wants. Right. And if you're the Lakers trying to figure out what's going on, if you're a Lakers organization that has new ownership coming through, you're trying to be a team that is pleasing LeBron a bit, but at the same time, you got to make sure that Luka is going to opt in, or you got to make sure that Luka stays a Laker for the next 10 years. And if you're Luka Doncic, who from all indications looks like he's buying in, Luka sent that tweet welcoming the new organization.
By the way, the next step here, you mentioned that, August 1st, we're going to know if Luka's signing an extension or not.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't?
Then all of a sudden you got to sound alarms.
Yeah. If he doesn't, that's because he just wants to try free agency, right? And
right, but that's not good because the Lakers can't offer more.
They can't offer more
because they don't have his bird rights.
They got it.
I mean, him and LeBron watching what's going on right now, like he said he wanted to see what happens. First 2 hours is not good.
From all indications would be that he would be opting in with the Lakers, right? They're going to give him what he wants because this is about building for him and making sure that he gets what he wants. Hey, LeBron, it was cool and all, bro, but look at this beautiful thing we got right here at the age of 26. Future ahead of him, his prime ahead of him, somebody we could build around him. Where LeBron next year, we don't even know if he's going to be playing.
Nikhil Alexander-Walker, 4 years, $62 million with the Atlanta Hawks. Yo, the Hawks are low-key pretty good.
62 for him?
Oh, I'm surprised the Timberwolves didn't try to keep him.
They can't. They'd be in the second apron.
And they extended
Nas. When they extended Julius and they got Nas, they made the decision.
All right,
and they got 2 young guys like in T.J. Shannon and Jalen Clark that they feel will have to kind of plug that hole on like a perimeter player, you know? All right, you said Jay in Pasadena is a good call, Lindsay. All right, Jay, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Been listening, been trying to keep up. You know, with being at work, can't really follow as much as I'd like to, but I'm glad I have both of you guys on right now because I think it's honestly time to sound the alarm. Sounds like the Mavs got the better of the trade at this point because we're in a scramble. From what I can hear, what I can feel, it doesn't look like we have any type of option to build for now. It seems that all the picks we've given up in the trades in the past are coming back to bite us right in the butt, and there's really not much for us to do. So it looks like LeBron's walking out the door with us being really not able to help him get that last chip. What do you guys think?
It's going to be hard. It was going to be hard the last couple of years to even get a championship for the Lakers. They were going to be contending. They were going to battle. They got to the 3 spot, but you saw the deficiencies that they have losing in the first round. Look, J.J. Redick, I liked what he did as a coach in his first season with what he had, but it doesn't look like he's getting the reinforcements to make him and his organization better moving forward because they're in this situation right now. It's fascinating, interesting. At the same time, if you're a Laker fan, you're scratching your head like, what is going on here?
Like, what's the plan? What is the plan?
And that's been the problem the last couple of years, right? It always seems like the Lakers and the front office the last few years have been trying to correct what they've had instead of, hey, here's the foundation. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to draft. We're going to build. We're going to move on. They miss on draft picks like Hood Schifino, right? They miss out on different players, and then it just seems like everything's a stopgap with certain parts, right? It doesn't feel like there's ever been a liquid plan of we're going to get here, we're going to move forward, and you have a vision, right? There might be a vision, but my goodness, we can't see through it. It's foggy.
That's a good way to describe it right now. Now, look, maybe something, I don't know. Maybe it is DeAndre Ayton, and DeAndre Ayton surprises everybody around the NBA that doesn't believe he's anywhere near the player that he should have been.
That's a big if.
Like, you know, I get this is what's going to be like the kind of the football mentality of like, oh, I can fix that guy. You know what I mean? And I did kind of warn you guys a few weeks ago. This is going to be a lot of teams exchanging each other's problems.
Yep.
Okay.
You said that.
And this is kind of where we're at right now. So Jeff and Encino, we're 30 minutes nonstop, commercial free until 5:30. What's up, Jeff?
Mr. Sedano, great to hear from you. Couple of things. I think the Lakers should get rid of LeBron now. Why not? It's about time. Also, Lindsay brought up a good friend of LeBron, Tom Brady, and they know each other. They love each other. I have some dating advice for Tom Brady. He should date Sydney Sweeney and a couple of other girls that he was in a movie with, or she was in a movie with, Mistress Webb, and just go play the field. And finally, George, I would say don't advise drivers to take their eyes off to bring Jacob and Ronnie's secret messages.
No. I'm not advising Jeff that they do it. I'm not advising that they do it while they're driving, Jeff. I'm advising them while they're stuck in traffic or at a light. Their billboards are literally all over the city, all over the freeways, all over the actual city, like on the land roads. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you. I'm never going to tell you to look at your by the way, it's the reason we don't have a text line here. It's which is to not so people can pay attention to the road. You know, some stations have like a line you could text to.
Yeah.
We don't have that. So we want to. And by the way, it's now going to be illegal. You're going to get a $500 fine,
don't
right?
touch your phone.
Or something
Don't
like
touch
that
your
if you
phone.
touch your phone. So, but yeah, look, I just think ultimately, if I'm looking at winners and losers right now in free agency and the draft, like combined, I think if I had to pick one in each conference, it's the Rockets for sure in the West.
They're doing it.
I mean, it's not even close. They've added KD, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Capella. Okay, they've done really well in general. The draft was solid, and then in the East, I'm going to say the Hawks have made vast improvements here via the draft and free agency over the last couple of days.
It says Trae Young is eligible to a 4-year, $229 extension.
$229 million.
Yeah. Crazy. And the Rockets were 8th seed last year, right? They were in the play-in tournament.
You mean the Hawks?
The Hawks. That's what I'm sorry,
Yes.
the Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what they're showing on SportsCenter. Hawks are low-key making some moves that you're going to look at them like, getting better and better.
You still have their young core, too, as well. Along with
Risa
Trae
Shea, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen
That guy got
really,
hurt.
really good.
That guy's a legit stud. Like
He's
stud.
really, really good.
Stud player.
And they still got a Kongu as well, the one that you like. They still got a young core that they can still develop.
Yeah,
you know?
and he's only going to get better.
And what they've done is really long and athletic around Trae, which is what you need. When Trae is on your team because he doesn't defend at all, really. And I shouldn't say at all. That's mean. Like, he just can't defend. He's too small, right? Like, so the defense gets sucked in. Like, you think it's bad at times with Luka. Like, Trae's even worse because he's smaller, like much smaller than Luka. So you need those long, athletic guys. It's why the Mavs, when they went to the finals, look at the guys they had. Derrick Jones Jr., super long and athletic, right? P.J. Washington, long and athletic. Derek Lively, long and athletic. Daniel Gafford, long and athletic, right? Those are the types of guys they had around Luka. Like, the blueprint is there. It's so funny to me because I feel like I'm having deja vu because when LeBron signed here, I remember having these conversations. This is when I was doing the morning show with Key and LZ.
In 2018.
And I was saying, this roster they're signing around LeBron in that first year when he came here in 2018, I'm like, what are we doing here signing Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley, like all these ball handlers? You need guys who can defend and shoot threes. And that was always the recipe with LeBron. You want guys who can spread the floor for him and guys that will help him defensively too. I mean, LeBron's an excellent defender when he defends. And even back then, he was still a high-level defender on a regular basis. But that was the recipe. Just surround him with shooting, and you're going to be good. With Luka, it's 3-and-D guys. You know what I'm saying? Or just long, athletic guys and a couple of guys that can shoot. That game plan is out there. Like, that's the game plan the Lakers need to follow with Luka. And by the way, kind of with LeBron now, too, at this stage. So what LeBron is saying to Laker fans, I know Laker fans are all bent and, upset at LeBron, and some of you are not. Like, I get it. But LeBron's just pointing out the obvious, which is this team is not championship ready as currently constituted. And I'm guessing he didn't feel like there was any help coming. Like, the cavalry wasn't coming to save them.
I don't think that, again, how is that LeBron's fault?
Again, people will try to nitpick like the Russell Westbrook thing, and I will push back and say anything that's been done here has been done collaboratively. Nothing is done in a vacuum. No one is running the organization, no matter how many times Cappy wants to say it. Okay.
Oh, can you imagine if he was here?
He
today?
has a very strong suggestor, right? But at the end of the day, it's Pelinka and Genie who have to pull it.
It's their organization.
And to George's point,
and by the way, they're kind of they're showing that it's their organization because they have prioritized Luka, which is what they should be doing.
Yes.
I am never going to push back on what they're trying to do. But if that's the case, then you probably should tell LeBron, this is our plan. This is what we're going to do. So if you want out, and they did it last year. They offered him the chance to go to Golden State. He chose not to. That's on him, okay? Not on the organization. The organization, they should get props for that, okay?
Was that close or was it just talks?
I mean, the Warriors did inquire. Like, that is a real thing. And they left it up to LeBron, and LeBron said no.
So don't even follow it up. Okay.
Go ahead, Lindsay.
Well,
Sorry.
I was going to say to your point, they did say no to a lot of LeBron's suggestions or wants or whatever.
Well, particularly Kyrie.
Right. And so, that one specifically, if you can't be mad at LeBron for nudging them to get Westbrook and then also not be mad at him that the Lakers didn't get Kyrie. Because you can't give him the blame and the credit,
That's just the thing with LeBron. No matter what, you're going to have the people who don't like him. You're going to have the people that will defend him. And there's no middle ground with it. And right now you get to the point of his career, which, by the way, is fascinating that he still has a career at the age, going to be 41 years old, when most guys are retired 5-6 years ago. And he's still an elite player playing an elite position in an elite situation. Yet you're looking at him, and I don't blame him, for LeBron to come out and say, hey, I want to win now. You figure it out. That's what he should be doing. This is why LeBron has the control that he has. But he's losing that control because the Lakers have a reason. It is called Luka Doncic. Build around him. Build to the future. Give him everything that he wants to make sure that Luka Doncic re-signs. He fell into your lap last year. Rob Pelinka did not have to work that hard to get Luka Doncic. You have it here. You better make sure you don't mess that up. Because if you do mess that up, oh, by the way, we have new owners that are watching exactly what you're doing if you want to keep your job here, Rob.
Is there any way, can I play Cappy here really quick?
Sure.
Let's say, is there any way that LeBron really doesn't care about winning and he's just putting the statement out there because he wants people to think he cares about winning? That's what Cappy would say.
That's
no, I mean, I think he clearly cares about winning if he's going this far. I mean, I wouldn't call it like the nuclear approach, but I would say it's certainly set ablaze to the day, right? Like, I don't think there's any question.
It's free agency just got going 2 hours ago, and all the talk is how is this affecting LeBron and the Lakers?
And the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And again, two things can be true at once.
It is.
Both sides can have valid points.
Yeah, and they both do have good valid points.
Correct. Life is not black and white in that scenario. All right, let's go to Keith in South. Hello, Keith.
Yes, hey, how you doing, man?
What's up?
Oh, man, I'm loving the show. I just wanted to say, man, us as Laker fans, man, we got to relax a little bit. During the season, Austin Reeves was called the number one third option in the NBA for the majority of the season. We still have Rui Hachimura, who's a 15 to 20-point game scorer. The reason that we lost to the Timberwolves in the playoffs was because we didn't have a big man. We gave up over 24 points to Rudy Gobert in a closeout game. I believe with the addition of DeAndre Ayton, that definitely won't happen. You got to think, DeAndre Ayton is only 26, and he's a career 16 and 11 guy.
Right, but let me tell you something. DeAndre Ayton is got here. I'll say this as nice as I can. He's got a low motor, is what I would call it.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, he's not always engaged as much as he needs to be.
Is that a coachable thing, though?
I mean,
that's a him thing.
That's just, you either got it or you don't, man, in my opinion.
Good point. Well, yeah. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
And also, to add on, he's saying that, the only thing they're missing was a center and obviously the big man, because obviously you can't give up 24 points and 20 rebounds to Rudy Gobert. Also, they needed more guys who can play defense.
Yes.
You can't go out there and get exposed on defensive end, especially in the perimeter, and that's what the Minnesota Timberwolves did in that series. So you got to look at it as a whole, not just that one thing. There's a whole bunch of pieces.
100% agree. And that's why losing Dorian Finney-Smith today is big.
Exactly.
It's big. Like, that is not a small thing today. I know we've been talking a lot about LeBron and that saga because it matters the most. But in the margins, Dorian Finney-Smith going to the Rockets of all team is not a good thing.
A team you're going to be chasing all season long.
Correct.
You finished behind them in the Western Conference, and they're only going to get better. Damn.
JJ in Belmont Shores.
Oh, JJ!
What's up, Beto? Punchy, how are you, brother? Mr. Sedano, how are you, sir?
How are you?
Hey, good. Thank you, sir. What I'm looking at is, if we're going to get where we only have our two studs, who, by the way, are two of the best of the 10 players in the NBA, then we're kind of like on a Tatum and Brown thing in the Celtics, and they got some good, solid dogs around them. White, comparable to two players we have, and then we just got to get some dogs. I mean, go get Patrick Beverly back. Go get some dogs, or Beto and myself and Punchy.
All right, Pally. Appreciate you, JJ.
Oh, man, JJ.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick Beverly is coming back. Nor do I think.
Oh, no.
I don't think he's
no.
going to help the
Hey,
situation.
check out his podcast, though.
Very much at the moment. So, listen, man. I don't know what else is out there. Unless the Lakers are going to, this is why I was saying, like, you have to trade that first-round pick. How many times over the last month and a half or 2 months or whatever it's been have I said, you're just going to have to make the deal with the first-round pick? I know you want to keep – you have 21 and 32. You can only trade one of them because you can't trade in consecutive years because of the Stepien rule, the really terrible owner the Cavs had many, many, many years ago.
Bummer.
Yeah. And just, you got to make the move. Like, teams are literally like saying, yeah, if you don't give us that first rounder, we're not going to give you someone who's good.
You saw Brooklyn do it. Just throw it in there. All right.
Well, and they did it to get off of Michael Porter.
Yes.
Who's actually, like, if you put Michael Porter on the Lakers, even at this stage, like, I'd be like, okay, that's
a move.
That.
That's a move.
I'd take it.
But
the Lakers, what would the Lakers weren't going to, I mean, Rui, I guess, is the comp to Cam Johnson, but Cam Johnson's better.
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask you, how does all of these free agent signings, like, how does that change the Lakers as far as, like, their plan/ability to trade Austin Reeves or Rui? Do you think it matters at all?
The problem with trading Austin Reeves, and that's a great question, is that he only makes $12.5 million. He's not fetching you like a big contract. You know what I mean? Like, it because of the money. Like,
and the Lakers are over the second apron, right?
No, they're not.
They're under.
Oh. So they don't have to do a 1-for-1 with him, correct?
No, they don't. Right, but the problem is you're not extracting enough value out of that $12.5 million.
He has a very friendly Lakers contract, but not one that's enticing to somebody
Right.
else.
So in theory, what you would get back for Austin Reeves is a really good young player, but that's not. I mean, if you're building for the future, okay, then you're good. Then that would be the move. But like, if you're going to try to split the difference and keep LeBron, then that doesn't help you.
So, since he opted out of his player option, the smart thing to do then would be for the Lakers to sign him to more money, so that way he has a more tradable contract. As in, they would get better value.
Right, they tried to do that, but he turned it down because if he signs the extension, if he signed the extension this offseason, he'd be selling himself short.
He wouldn't be eligible.
He'd lose like $7-8 million a year on what his next extension can be a year from now.
Well, can't instead of signing him to an extension, can't they just sign him to a new contract altogether?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just the extension eligible.
See, these are all like non-ball knower questions. So thank you for clearing that up.
In other words, if you're him, you go become a free agent and get paid.
Right. In other words, let's just use these numbers as an example. He could have made about $22 million in an per year in an extension now. But next year, if he just waits one more year, that number is more like 30 and beyond.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
He's betting on himself, which means
he should.
He has to perform this year to get that money from somebody else.
As he
or
should.
it might be the Lakers that give him that money. But regardless, he has to perform, which from all indications are that he's going to continue to get better and put up the numbers.
Yeah.
It's a gamble, but when you believe in yourself and the way he's been performing, it's going to pay off. That's a lot of money to help an organization out. No, you don't do that. You go become the free agent.
Bob tweets us and says, I think the plan is pretty simple. Whatever happens this year, and they build around Luka after this year. LeBron wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to have his $50 million and build a competitive team, but they can't in today's NBA. It's hard when your top two players make $98 million. I would agree with that. However, other teams seem to do it just fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's LeBron's position on it. But the Lakers are also like, right, but those other teams have more assets than we have, and we gave up a ton of assets. We literally just paid off the Anthony Davis trade this year. So, like, we just finished paying that, whatever it's been, 6 years later. So, like, the Lakers, unfortunately, are and Rob, to his credit, has been very transparent about this stuff for the last couple of seasons, where he's like, it takes two to tango, right? I'm paraphrasing.
Trade, yeah.
Right, like, I can't just force a team to make a trade. And
what was his line? You can't buy a house that's not for sale, right?
Correct. So, like, again, I understand fan is short for fanatic and people can be unreasonable, but the Lakers, they're holding on to that first-round pick to try to get something they think is worth it, right? Like, they're trying to win the deal, bar none, no questions asked. And LeBron's like, cool, but make the deal is what I need. Like, I need you to make the deal.
Like, can the window pass? Like, could they
mean?
Blow it? Like, I know the longer they hold on to the first pick, maybe the more valuable
I think you got a whole offseason to make a trade. Like,
okay.
that part of it is not. I don't think the window's
shakes
closed.
out who gets what,
right?
Where.
But like the names that have been bandied about, right? Center position Nick Claxton, right? Brooklyn has allegedly been open for business. That's probably the only guy that I can foresee that could be available, because Brooklyn is in a rebuilding phase.
And they just showed it right now.
We know the rumor last week about Andrew Wiggins, another good perimeter defensive player, like DeAndre said. You need both. The problem is you can't get both because you got one pick you can trade. So you got to pick and choose. It's not easy. I've been saying this forever too. Rob is trying to thread a very difficult needle. Like, this is hard.
No stone unturned.
But it's also something that they created too, right?
You can clip that. It is hard. What Rob is trying to do, or what he's been tasked to do, is incredibly difficult, okay? You got to build for the future. You're trying to appease LeBron, and you have one tradable first-round pick to do it. That's not easy. You have too many holes to fill. Like, he's got to pull another rabbit out of his hat to do that.
Man, can you imagine if they didn't have Luka?
Clip that, Jex. Put it up now.
See, I didn't want you to aggregate me in this stuff, but I gave you something there.
And he even looked at the camera and everything at you. Better take that shine off his forehead, too, while you're at it.
No.
You want me to give you one more take on a different thing? Okay, here we go. I can understand. I say this all the time. Two things can be true at once. LeBron can feel like, hey, I have done everything I can. I brought you a championship. I have not put the pressure on you over the years that I put on Cleveland. And I want to play for a championship at the end. I don't want you to hold on to these picks. I want you to put your chips to the center of the table. If you get in the LeBron business, that is the expectation. That has always been the expectation. The problem is the Lakers are trying to thread a needle because they have Luka on their roster. They've got their 26-year-old prodigy superstar for the present and the future, and they don't have a lot of assets. So they got to hold on to those assets because they got to make the right move. They can't mess this up because they only have one shot at it, at least currently. And that's a weird deal. You have to try to merge those timelines, and that's a really difficult task for Pelinka. So I can tell you, the Lakers have a point in their stance, and LeBron has a point in his stance. I know that's not like a super hot take, but that's the reality of the situation. And I don't know how you fix this with what assets the Lakers have and what LeBron's potential demands are in regards to formulating a roster that's competitive to win a championship this year. It's not an easy solution for anybody, and Pelinka, I would not want to be in his shoes.
You know what Jameis said
Boom!
about
How
this?
about that? Get that music.
You know what Jameis would say about this?
What?
You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity lasts once in a lifetime.
He's right. He's right.
Jex, get to work, baby. You got 2 hot takes right there.
There you go. So you're good.
Man.
That's it.
Hi, Funch.
Funch, are you back?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. Get out.
That was a good 30 minutes right there.
All right, we got a couple more calls to bang, too. And then we've got big deal or no deal. And I've had a lot of coffee and water, so I got to go to the bathroom.
I showed up at the hospital and was told I couldn't see my children. Then I showed up in court and was told they may not be mine. Then I was accused of anything and everything. Sexual assault, domestic violence, substance abuse, you name it, I heard it. I was forced to go long periods of time without seeing my children. That experience of being wrongfully treated ignited something in me. I can look at a father and honestly tell him, I know how he is feeling. I've been there. At Real Fathers' Rights, we care about your family, your livelihood, and your future.
Yeah, maybe I should join
and
the
also,
lawsuit.
The idea of making seats bigger is better for everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody, even if you're tiny little thing,
not for
your
the
seat's
airlines.
bigger.
That's not everybody.
Any customer,
Yes. 4 seats.
fine. So anybody who's like sitting next to somebody who's a little big for a seat and they're complaining about the person being too big, yes, bigger seats is better for
Can't you
everybody.
just delete just a few seats and just make it a little bit wider for everyone?
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible.
Why don't we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358. When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
In 1979, the first words spoken on ESPN weren't just an announcement.
If you're a fan,
They were a sports prophecy.
what you'll see in the next minutes, hours, and days to follow
Glad you're with us tonight.
may convince you you've gone to sports heaven. And right now, you're standing on the edge of tomorrow.
This fall, the next era of ESPN begins. Sports Forever.
For over 20 years, Purple Wave Auction has been the trusted leader in online auctions, offering the easiest way to buy and sell equipment. From bulldozers to backhoes and combines to cranes, we host multiple weekly auctions in construction, ag, and fleet equipment. With our no reserve format and sell where it sits approach, you can bid on local equipment without waiting for far-off auction dates. Get registered for free and start bidding today at purplewave.com.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Monday afternoon. Big deal or no deal in just a moment. But first, why don't we ring that bell on this free agency frenzy day? On this day back in 1979, the #1 hit Anita Ward. Ring my bell. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Oh, yeah. This is a jam.
My bell, DeAndre.
Yeah, you don't know about this.
No, I know a little about this song.
The cookout, this could be playing.
A little bit.
Your parents know about this, so it's a jam.
Oh, yeah, for
man.
sure, yeah.
For sure. So, I was bummed when I first started driving in 1994, when I was only 15. I didn't have a license yet. Bought the CD, and for some reason, it was like one of those like mixed CDs right there. Oh, yeah.
You buy it from a gas station?
No, the CD?
Or at a swap meet?
One of those, no, Tower Records, one of those like mixed, like, I think it might have been like on
Thump Records? Yeah, so I'm saying, yeah.
It was like Thump Records. I get to the light, like, yeah, ring my bell. 1994, I didn't even have a license, but I was driving. Times are different for the Mexicans out there.
All right, we've got, what do we got here? We got like 23 minutes left in the show, a little less, like 20 minutes left in the show. All right, big deal or no deal? Give it to me, Lindsay. Go ahead.
All right, guys, I don't know if you saw this, but over the weekend, we saw new Raiders quarterback Geno Smith get into a not safe for work yelling match while he was coaching a youth football game. And, you know, he kind of had to have police or security, whatever it was there, like intervene there. And he was screaming again. It was couldn't even clean up the clip because most of it was cursing. But he was like, that's why I get paid the big bucks. That's why I get paid the big bucks. And just talking a whole lot of smack in this youth football game. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, in regards to, like, this being the leader of this, you know, new Raiders team and regime, is this a big deal or no deal?
For me, not a big deal because youth sports are the worst.
Oh, my God, it's so crazy.
It brings the worst out of people, but also we don't know the context.
But it's
of
the
what was going
parents
on.
who bring out the worst.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
Lizzie, in my time when I was an official, I only kicked out 2 people in the 8 years I was an umpire. Both of them were for 8-year-old baseball games.
That's crazy.
I did high school. I did like 1 junior college game, but never. It was just the worst. But so you start seeing these things because people know who's out there. Like, oh, that's Geno Smith, or that's so and so. That's so and so. You never get to see the full clip of what led up to that.
You think he was probably provoked?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because you know, as a professional athlete, that everybody's looking at you. There's cameras everywhere. Something must have been said to get him to that point.
Yeah, I'm with Beto on this. This is like the youth situation is a little out of control.
The youths.
Yes, the youths. It is a little out of control. I just feel like, again, parents at times, you know, we've been very lucky in our situations, but Mateo's only 6.
Yeah.
I think at that age, everyone's just trying to have fun, which is good. We haven't gotten to the stages where, you know, that changes. And I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but it is what it is.
It's going to happen because people are like, oh, let me see Mateo's birth certificate because he's so big, right? Is that kid even in the right team? You're going to start hearing things like that.
So it is what it is. But go ahead.
Have you ever had one of those moments, George, as like a parent or coach? Like one of those,
No.
like, you lost your cool?
No.
Never?
No.
Not once?
No. Not in like a sporting situation like that. No.
I didn't lose my cool, but it happened to me one time when I was coaching my daughter's basketball team. She might have been like 10. And I said, you got to call that foul as a coach because it was girls. So, girls, it was sloppy, ugly.
Yeah.
The referee walks by to me. He goes, this is a 7-10, man. I can call whatever I want here. I'm like, whoa. So he knew who I was.
Oh, dang.
And I wanted to answer back. Dude, you missed the call.
Didn't J.J. Redick tell a story that he got thrown out of like one of his kids' games a couple years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
Some of these refs
Because the ref was like, he knew who he was, and he
Yeah.
just wanted to show him up. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. And that guy wanted to show you up
I
in
felt pretty
Michaela's
good.
game.
I felt good that he actually listened to the station. I'm like,
George, what
literally.
if he was like trying to like pick on Mateo? Would you be like, come on, man? Like, would you get all mad?
I take the mic. I actually coached Mateo's half, like his basketball team this week. I usually take the kids that don't have a lot of experience, but this week I took the more experienced kids for 1 week just to kind of see how they played for myself. And I'll go back to the other kids now. Like I rarely coach Mateo. I actually tell who is the official that coaches our Mateo's basketball league. You guys met him at Hollywood Park
Hollywood
Casino.
Park.
Yeah, and I tell him all the time. He said it on the air that day. I say, make sure he doesn't. Obviously for a 6-year-old, he's not gonna have great handles. But like I tell him, call it. Make sure if he doesn't actually dribble the ball, you take it away and you give the ball to the other team. Like call a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ride my kid hard. Like you. And that's because that's how I grew up way worse than that. Like my dad.
Times were different in the 80s.
My
man.
dad would just be like, when I was growing up doing martial arts, I would, as a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, and look, my dad's dead, statute of limitations too, right? But like I would fight with grown men, okay? And my dad would be sitting there, and what you would hear is, kick his bleeping ass. Not like right. It was just don't let up on him. Like, and I took a beating when I was a kid. So obviously I would never do that to my child.
I can only imagine that. South Florida, Cubans. Oh,
the 80s and 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. Like it's just a different era. Like I have a different approach. I think that Michael has been very instrumental in like my conversations with him over time about how to handle those situations. I'm not a professional athlete, but I do work in professional sports. So I think that you just have to just kind of be cool. I try to make sure every kid at this age, at 6 years old, just has a blast. We had a situation with one kid. I didn't coach that part of the team this week, but he didn't seem happy. And I just said to him after, I said, buddy, what's wrong? Are you cool? I said, you tell me what you need from me to make sure that you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Like that you're having fun. And mom was like, let us kind of think about that. I said, next week, come back to me. You tell me, bud, what we need to do to make sure you're having fun. And I'll make sure that happens. Like at that age, that's all I care about. Like make sure they have fun and that they want to keep playing. So
You're a great dad and a great coach.
Well, I don't know about that, but I try my best.
You are. Funchi's got one here.
All right, I know we've been talking about basketball all day, but Shohei Ohtani made a very big decision. He will not be participating in a home run derby this year.
Good.
I'm good. He's done it. We're good.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it anymore. We're fine.
So he says the reason why he's not doing it is he said with the current rules in place, I don't think it's feasible for me to compete well.
Agreed, and he's also pitching
right.
now.
He was talking about the time rounds and stuff like that.
Right.
And that one time where he lost to Juan Soto in the first round. So is this a big deal? No deal? No Ohtani in the home run
it's
derby?
a big deal because he's Ohtani, and anything around him and surrounding his orbit is a big deal. But I think the home run derby will be just fine without him.
Don't you think that if they went back to the old format, that more of these superstar guys would be willing to play in it?
Right, but it took way too long to the old format. And we just don't have the attention span anymore.
That makes
It's
sense.
like quick. Let's get in and out.
Dude, Mateo, speaking of which, we play MLB The Show now. Like I taught him how to play MLB The Show.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, and he's playing like he's figuring out all the different aspects of the game. Like at first we were just playing the classic games. He was playing computer, he was playing against me. And then he was doing like home run derby, and now he's doing like road to the show, like he's building his own character. Like those are what I'm saying is home run derby like needs to be a time. Everything in sports now has to fit within a certain window because if not, you just lose people. And baseball has done as good a job as any sport, really, for as much grief as baseball takes, of making that a better. Of creating solutions for their sport to make it a better viewing experience for their audience.
Yeah, I still like the home run derby. You want to see Ohtani, but as a Dodger fan, don't do anything that could possibly get you hurt.
Yeah.
Get in and out.
The only home run derby that's not an ideal is let's just do it on the radio.
I love
which,
Boog
by the
Shabazz.
way, you'll get it right here on 710 ESPN.
And
Boog does a great job.
No, he does, but it's just hard to explain.
You feel for him.
It's hard to do a home run derby
You
on the
feel for
radio.
him.
Like,
how do you feel about the fact that we will be doing a YouTube-only show while that is airing on 710?
But I actually think a YouTube-only show will be easier
I agree.
because it's your second screen. You're watching it, and then you're listening to us and our commentary, as opposed to calling on the radio with no screen.
Yeah, and you're
like nobody seeing what's happening.
I want to work that day so I can say, oh!
I do like that part of it. So I haven't seen like who has agreed to play in it, but it doesn't seem like they have a lot of people yet. Because I know Teoscar Hernandez said that he's not going to do it this year either. Like, there's just no big name.
Yeah, they'll have plenty of.
They'll have plenty, guys.
I'm not worried about
There's
that.
money available, so they'll be there.
Yeah. All right. That's big deal or no deal. All right, one more segment to go. Dealer's choice coming up next. Better, you got a dealer's choice?
No, I think we should just keep on going with the NBA free agency.
All right. NBA free agency dealer's choice. Maybe Funchie's dealer choice.
Maybe.
What was it? Cow?
Like, look, there's certain days you just want to mess around. Today's not the day.
No, I got you. But your dealer's choice can be related to NBA. All right, we'll get to that.
I do have something.
One more segment to go next.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you. Happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium one beverage drink, like our zesty dragon fruit mango lemonade. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon. Beto in for Cappy. Final segment. That's our final segment music on this free agency frenzy day. Have a great night, will ya? Lakers Talk with Andy is up at the top of the hour.
Come on, Andy.
We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Come on,
for a
Andy.
live Imaging Tuesday and lots of fun and frivolity. Have a great Monday night. Final segment. Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon right now.
Ooh, you left a little time there. You're losing your touch there, Christopher. All right, dealer's choice.
All right, I got a couple.
Hold on, let me read the read, bro.
Oh, see, losing your touch there, Sedano.
All right. Dealer's a choice brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call them at 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, way to hit the pop. Ooh, let's go. All right, dealer's choice. I'm going to keep it on basketball, and I'll keep it a little local for me here.
Okay.
All right, so there's a kid. He's a high school senior at St. John Bosco, a friend of the family. His name is Brandon McCoy Jr. He's a class of 2026. He is in Switzerland right now with Team USA. He's part of the men's under-19 national team. So they're in Switzerland playing over there. And McCoy, great kid, known him for a while. There's some highlights out there of him just balling in Switzerland. So good to see from Brandon. He's one of the kids that has an offer from everybody. Duke, North Carolina, all the Blue Bloods want him, and he'll probably be a one-and-done kid when he's in about 2 years. So Brandon McCoy Jr. at St. John Bosco representing Team USA at the under-19 tournament in Switzerland.
Nice.
And then also...
Did you ask him to bring you back some chocolate?
Let me just say that Brandon is starting to forget that Uncle Beto was always there for him when he was a freshman.
Uh-oh. Don't forget where you came from, man.
Great kid. He had to change his phone number because so many people started texting him, hey, come to this school. So,
oh, dang.
Yeah, that's the kind of kid he's at right now. But a great kid. So happy for him. And also, the man that got drafted by the Spurs last week. Remember I mentioned Carter Bryant went to Corona Centennial High School, Riverside. His dad, Deshaun, great guy. So Carter, there was a nice interview with him done about how important it is for him to speak sign language. His parents don't speak, so he had to learn sign language as a kid, and he's now become a big advocate for the deaf community and going out there and making a huge impact. And it's one of the things that you saw immediately with the Spurs, how they embraced him, and he's just awesome. He was a one-and-done kid out of Arizona. So Carter Bryant, lottery pick by the Spurs. Just want to recognize those young men that are doing great things, and kids that we used to see in the gyms coming and playing in the AU world and moving and working out 5 a.m., and they're now achieving their dreams. So it's always good to see. So Brandon McCoy Jr. and Carter Bryant.
Love it.
Yep.
Carter Bryant, local kid, Lindsay.
Yep.
Was he born here?
Riverside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that.
Shout out to the IE, baby.
Yeah.
They got something in the water over there. I feel like there's a lot of guys from Riverside that end up making it big in sports.
I would say a lot of guys, basketball guys for sure.
Yeah.
Southern California's finest.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's awesome. Look, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
We haven't had a hey man today.
Well, it's been very high energy today.
I also saw Cappy's
I feel like we finally just took a breath.
Yeah.
Did you see Cappy's tweet yesterday?
No.
About LeBron opting in, all that stuff?
No.
He put,
I try not to read Cappy's tweets.
Yeah, it just ended up on my timeline real quick and it said, you know how I feel. And all the replies were, well, no, I don't. How do you feel, Cappy?
God, he's so funny.
Yeah,
you know how I feel. Not really. Where's that Sean McVay? No, not really.
I wanted to reply to him. I know that.
No, not really.
Thank you.
I feel that you got 4 days off and you're not going to be on the air this week. That's how I feel.
Cappy had, no question, Cappy had a little FOMO today.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Little FOMO for sure.
I'm
like, this is a
surprised
day you want to be on the air.
Right, and this is a
fun.
happy day with all the LeBron stuff going on. Like, you would have been the biggest naysayer.
You know what I'm saying? The Lakers are in the entertainment business.
Wait, what did he say about when we were texting about this in the Ball Knowers chat over the weekend with Ramona? And I said something like, why would the Cavs want him? And he said something to the effect of, like, for the theater. The theater of it all.
I don't remember.
And that's what he said.
Yeah.
They just want to trade for him for the theater.
No, they need a championship. I mean, they want to win a championship. So
yeah, it would have been Cappy Derailer today.
No, Cappy would have been fine today.
He would have been on some crazy LeBron conspiracies.
Sure, that's fine. It still makes for good radio. So anyway, I feel like this is only the beginning because there's still a few more days in free agency. I still think the entire summer is going to be filled with trades. So, look, for the Lakers' sake, I hope Rob pulls a rabbit out of his hat. And because the teams in the West have clearly gotten stronger today. Is that a fair assessment?
Especially Houston. My goodness.
Even Denver, I would say.
Denver was
Right?
solid.
I mean, Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson, those are good role players.
Wait, Luke Cornett going to the Spurs for
Yeah.
4 years, 41?
Yeah, we said that earlier. You might have missed that one.
Yeah.
By the way, Bobby Marks is still going to be in town on Wednesday and said he's going to come by.
Okay, there we go.
nice.
So we'll talk to Bobby
Beautiful.
about all the different machinations. So
Hell yeah.
Man.
I have so many questions for him.
Yeah, well, tell him to come in if he could do like we may have to do like a different, if he can't do 5, we have to do like a different commercial free, like 30 minutes for him at a different time and just kind of set that up. Because I feel like it's honestly like we just bang like questions with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So.
his tweets are just so good right now.
And
People
then
don't know what's going on.
He's the guy you need for sure, like to talk to in these scenarios because he understands the math part of it, which not everybody does. I mean, I do in a very like basic level, but
stuff,
not like I can't get into the intricacies he can get into. So
I was not good at math at all.
I was good until we got letters in math. That changed everything for me. I'm like, what do we need letters for?
I mean, still to this day, the math ain't math, and I'm
Look,
horrible at
F
math.
of X, I hate you. I don't know who F, I don't know what X is, but I don't need you, all right?
Y equals MX plus B. Like, what does it even mean?
Why do I need this?
Yeah.
I am a leaving.
How are the YouTube mongrels today?
I wasn't locked in.
I'm a leaving.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to really take a look in there
Yeah,
today.
today's not the day to mess around with you.
A little rough in there. A little rough in there.
It's rough. It's always
Little
rough. They're always rough.
I mean, they're upset right now.
complaining.
They're impatient. There's a lot of impatient Laker
complaining.
fans in there. Yeah.
What are they getting rough about?
They're
It's an
impatient
exciting
right now.
day.
They want win now mode.
Impatient with
So they want what
hate
LeBron wants,
LeBron.
except they're going to rip LeBron.
They're ripping LeBron.
I mean, that's the thing that I think is hilarious. Like the Laker fans who literally agree with LeBron, but also like, no, the hell with LeBron. It's like you can't have it both ways.
Well, you said they can.
No, you can't. It's
you
virtually impossible. God, it's going to be a crazy couple of weeks. Now, look, I do think it probably ends in him remaining here, but it is going to be wild.
Is it going to be the summer of LeBron?
No, it's what Chris said, and we mocked him for it. I did at least, about
This is the biggest offseason in Lakers history. History.
and it might be.
Oh,
Maybe not for all the right reasons, but it is certainly.
You got lit tomorrow.
Oh, my God. That's right.
Oh, my God.
Wait, I'm in tomorrow too? Oh, damn.
All right.
I thought it was just going to be you.
Yeah.
Oh, DeAndre, yay.
Well, at least
Punch, yay.
At least I'll be able to
Yay.
lasso Christopher in a little bit. All right, we're done here. Beto, great job. Great job to the guys in the back, Lindsey, Funchy, DeAndre. Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky is up.